Okay, here we go. We're back. Right, that's Canadian internet for you, man. It's atrocious. Right. Anyways, let's get back into it. Hopefully the YouTube people can find it, man. It's a pain how I can't just force the redirection properly. Right? Like, it's a pain after the fact. I can't redirect it after it ends. I'd have to, like, set up a redirect beforehand. At some point, I might just end up making a bunch of, like, phantom stream setups. Just to continue in case this stuff happens in the future. And, like, force redirects there. Yeah, I know, but it's not gonna... It doesn't work for everyone, man. Not everyone's gonna find it. It's not exactly the greatest thing there to have happen. Alright, like, it's not ideal. It's really not ideal. It doesn't help anyways, even if I do that. Like, it doesn't. Like, the dashboard itself looks just pepega when I look at it. It doesn't seem to be reporting things properly. Okay. Anyways, let's get back.
ただのブランクであるのか。
Here's how much is
何にも遊ば
emptiness.
せてい
Every second I'm not letting people enjoy the game or have fun is something I feel bad about.
ない、楽しませていない時間は本当申し訳ないと思っているぐらいです。
Sorry to keep you waiting. It's been...
Yeah, it doesn't show up after the thing crashes. It doesn't. Alright.
Too long, Lady Palutena.
We can chat later, Pit, but now it's time to fight.
But yeah, bottom screen. And here's the thing, to move this reticle, you have to touch the screen. Wherever you touch the screen on the bottom screen, will move the reticle on the top screen. Like I said, you basically need mouse-like precision to play Kid Icarus, which is fine because the touchscreen stuff, it works. But like, you can't really get that to translate to like the Switch. Unfortunately.
言い過ぎかもしれないことを承知であえて言いますけれども、遅さは罪。
Make player
ゲー
wait
ム
is
の
a
ボリュー
sin.
ムも大きい昨
Considering the scale of games these days, yeah, a bit of spectacle might be a necessity.
今、演出は必要かもしれませんが、少し詰めるぐらいでちょ
With a little trimming and slimming, you'll get right to where you need to be. And this is the problem with stuff like Genshin and Wuwa. They don't get there.
うどだと思いまし
They
ょう。
don't. But yeah, that's the end of that one. Where are we looking at? Here, this one. There's this one, and is like there anything else people wanted? Does Tech don't have anything new on Wuwa to say or anything as well, or what?
Alright, check.
Worst thing just happened to Genshin Impact players, really. Okay. How gotcha affects your brain, oh boy. That could be interesting to look at, and then this one. So maybe we'll look at those ones. Yeah, they take forever to do anything, and then when you finally get there, there's nothing. That's the problem, man. There's the problem with them is both of them finally get there, and then there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do, and they stall you for a long ass time to get there. So you just end up in a lose-lose situation. There's no actual game and no actual content, but they also take forever for you to get there too. Because they stall you artificially, with no actual content but making you grind like crazy. That's just the reality. That's just the unfortunate reality. And like, it's also live service. Right? So you just have like all just the worst aspects that you could have in a game pile up. Is hyping up Yoo-hoo, Garbo character. Okay, like with QTE alt, yeah. I mean, QTE, there's a time and place for it, but a lot of the time it can like just get in the way. At the same time, like if you actually have challenging QTEs that you require you to like do things quickly, it's gonna be too hard for them too. It's gonna be too hard for your gacha gamer, man. Imagine you give people the QTEs that you would have in like Sonic Unleashed. Too hard for gacha gamer, man. Like, I remember like the freaking Dark Gaia final boss. One of the QTEs is press a button 60 times in like 2 seconds. You'd have like 2 seconds to push a button 60 times. As one of the QTEs. And like if you fail it, you basically get screwed. Like it's part of the final boss fight. You would have the thing where like the first phase, it's like you would attack and block and stuff like that. There were a couple of QTEs, you know, on the Gaia Colossus. And then after you got the boss in a specific spot, you would then switch to Sonic, who would run up and climb the boss and hit the weak point. Right? And then you would switch back in on the Gaia Colossus, do the same thing a couple times. Until you go Super Sonic and then have to go fight a bunch of tentacles. Yeah, you never played Sonic Unleashed? You didn't know? You didn't know? That's the Sonic Unleashed gameplay. It's like 10 minutes to fight the thing. Perfect Dark Gaia is the second half. But like this is the boss fight. You have to like get to the boss first. You're on this giant Gaia Colossus. And you would have QTEs here. Right. There are some parts where you had to push the like a button 60 times. That's like later on though. So like you would get in a spot where like the bosses are holding each other, right?
Roger that, buddy.
You're on top of the mech thingy. And then you go run across.
Big finale.
Right, so then you would go here.
Hit Dark Gaia's weak spot. Quick.
This is the same as the Wii GameCube version, the Wii PlayStation 2 version is the same as the PS3 Xbox 360 version of this boss, by the way. It's the same boss on both. Those mechanics are slightly different, but it's the same boss on both.
Hang tight, Chip.
But yeah, you would have QTEs as you go through. It would throw you out, and then you would do the thing again. You would have to get up to the boss again. This is not... This only has 720p, okay. Alright, here. There was one where you had to push a button like 60 times. I remember. Or was it the other boss? The Egg Dragoon. Where you had to like push something like 60 times. I remember there was one where you had to push a button 60 times. It might have been this one or Egg Dragoon. I don't remember which one. What I do remember is you fight the Egg Dragoon right before the Colossus. Alright, not here. I might be here then. We'll just skip. How does he not get the one where you have to push the button 60 times? I remember there being one where you have to push the button 60 times. This one does not have it. I know there's one where you have to push it like 60 times. In the new game, there's no... Eggman's not even in there. No, Eggman does not piss on the moon in Shadow Generations. Heck, you don't even fight Eggman in Shadow Generations. On the Shadow one, you don't even fight Eggman. Maybe... Let's see if there's a different video of it. Oh no, not this one. There is no 1080p on the Wii and PS2. The fuck this video, unless he's playing on an emulator. You cannot get 1080p on a Wii or PS2. It don't work that way. That's perfect Dark Gaia, which is the second phase. I just want regular Dark Gaia. I know one of them though had you like... Maybe it was Egg Dragoon. You fought it as the werehog. This thing was like full of QTs. Because you would have to like use QTs to grab him. And then it would like tell you to mash. Or maybe it wasn't this one. Because you would just swing around the whole thing.
Hey! Well, wait! Stop! This is a delicate machine!
Okay, that one press A 20, not 20, 10 times. Wait a minute, this is the...
Blast you, Sonic!
It don't matter. This one, I think the second one had you push it even more. Because you yeet Eggman out after. This is a 13-year-old, this is more than 13 years old, this game. So it's not really that much of a spoiler anyway. What? Unleashed was like 2008 or something? Oh, this one's only 16 times. And then you yeet him. You just yeet him at the end. You would do that in there. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, let me see. Because I remember like there was a thing where... Oh, here, it might be this one. This one's longer. It might be this one that has the QT where you have to push it like 60 times. I remember one of them had a QT where you had to like push like an absurd amount of times. Tectone Boss is banned. It posts more about Genshin than Wua, I know. right, so you would do that. Yeah, I know, he's part of the issue, I know. That's why he's still alive. Black Doom shits on the moon. But he doesn't piss on the moon with his super laser piss. No, it's not there. Which one had it? Was it not this one? Or maybe it was after Perfect Dark Gaia.
Alright, Chip, time.
It might be Perfect Dark Gaia one.
Yes, the shield's gone.
Oh, it might have been here.
Sonic, you did it.
Yeah, that's just what that's just the sound effect they play.
Chip, be right there.
Alright, here you go. Here's the QTE. Yeah, it was this one. I remember now. It was the second phase of Dark Gaia. I understand what you mean, Flagger. The Werehog stages sucked. Werehog and Eggman Land sucked. That's probably why. That's probably why.
Eat this.
Right, like, look. Wait, one sec. I just realized something. Wait. Twitch is not being picked up by the stupid shape chat again. It should be picked up now.
Eat this.
Yeah, that was 60 times. Right, you saw that. It says 60. The freaking QTE said 60. And he's going through it. They give you like 5 seconds to do 60 button presses. I know. At least you get actual gameplay, man. And like, there's a lot of great stages in there. I think the one I really liked though was this is the one I liked. I think it was either this one or Rooftop Run. The Rooftop Run in Unleashed is way better than the Generations one. Like this one, the ice one was pretty cool.
Go.
Pun intended. It's literally called Cool Edge. Right? It was like this one. This one's like 3 minutes. But like, yeah, you run on water there. There's a whale. There's like 2 whales in here as well. But like, it really has you going fast. Like, you really do go fast. And then you go on that, and you just start ramming into them on the way down. There's like 2 sections of this. The Wii version is slightly different where you go on it. The Wii version has a longer bobsled section. But yeah. But like again, this is like not automated. You actually have to control the thing. Here's the thing, if you hit something and you get stuck like this, you just die. If you don't do this thing properly, you just die on there. And also, when you're on the thing where you're like on the half pipe going down the bobsled, if you fall off the map, you can fall off the map. There isn't invisible walls to stop you. You would just fall off and die. If you're not careful. Like, you actually have to pay attention. Yeah, there's like little pit traps there. If you stop moving when you're on the water, you also just drown and die. You just fall and die. So you have to make sure you keep moving fast or you just die. Okay. Even when you stop to go do a little bit of platform, you're still going back to move in really quickly. Right. But again, you can fall off of this if you're not careful. Yeah, there's like bombs and stuff on there too that'll explode. And like even at the end of it, like you can fall off there easily. If you're not careful. This is not automated. Yeah, you go through the thing bobsledding. Yeah, if you don't kick that ramp, you die as well. If you don't aim and kick that ramp at the end, you die. If you miss that ramp at the end, you die. Yeah, there's also a... This one was always like really nice.
Here we...
This version of Rooftop Run definitely better than the Generations one. Especially the song, the song there that plays. It's not the same without the bass guitar line. It's not the same. It's a lot more prominent here, like the bass guitar. But like, yeah, it's called Rooftop Run. You can see they're running. You're just moving fast. But like the Generations version, the order you do things in there, it's a lot different than the actual Generations one. Like they remixed the whole stage there. But yeah. I never played Sonic in the Secret Ring, so I don't know. I never looked at the stuff from that one. So yeah, that it just goes here. They haven't gone to the clock tower yet. Well, they're about to. You can skip it very small and narrow. Fair enough. But like here, like in this game, the QTEs, they're kind of used in a way to like, you have to be really fast with them. Like, there's not really much of a window to screw it up, right? Like it's more in here used to make it really fast. Like, it's like a different way to do a specific action. When that X popped up though, that was not a QTE. It's just, yeah, boost into them to smack the enemies into each other to kill them. And we just got a notification to do that. Yeah, I mean not generation, we used the Wii Remote sideways. Was just Wii Remote sideways. Sonic Colors. But yeah. Right, so what are we on again? Yeah, we're looking at Tanktone's channel. Worst possible thing? How gacha affects your brain. We'll take those two. Alright, we'll take those two. Was there anything from, what was the other one? To look at. No, Gion. No, I don't think we don't have anything from him. Who cares about Gion, the stupid dude over there? Who cares? Games and Ice Trade, okay. But yeah, if you have like other stuff you want me to look at though, just put them in my stuff to react to. I think it was Sticks, right? May have been Sticks.
Well.
Okay, you need to see this new gacha here. Kuro never stops listening. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is clickbait. That is clickbait. There's this one. Which one was it? Jiron better EOS. Ending is funny. Okay. Alright, we'll look at the other stuff after.
Dopamine overload marketing is changing.
Well, we'll look at that one. Okay, we'll start with this one then. He's already dissed an NTE before release, I know, man.
Okay, so we got a video called The Best Exploration in Gacha Gaming. I don't know what kind of game this refers to. I'm guessing it's going to be Wuthering Waves, seeing as it's Saint Tontas. If you don't
like
know who Saint Tontas is at this point, I've covered him on my second channel a little bit, and I've talked about him in the past, but again, he's been killing it recently. 30k views in 2 days, absolutely insane. 2.3k likes, 59 dislikes. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter, on these kind of sites, kind of being negative about this video, if like saying, you know, this was typical Kuro shield behavior. But again, I just want to kind of look at this, kind of get to the bottom of whether this video is kind of controversial or not, because it's got 2.3k likes. Let's not ignore this. A lot of people do like this video. So let's see what it's all about.
Right here is probably the least used feature in Wuthering Waves. The ability to climb walls. There's nobody to blame here either.
I don't think I've ever even seen that animation, I'll be real. I can't even remember the last time I climbed up a wall. You just kind of glide and stuff instead.
Especially considering how many other forms of travel there are.
Oh boy,
it's clear for
that's
any
tough.
person who's played more than 3 minutes of Wuthering Waves that the exploration and overworld navigation in this game is absolutely unparalleled. And
It
with
is
No.
better. I definitely think that with a lot of the kind of grappling stuff as well, there's a lot of kind of grappling abilities and like the running around and not having your stamina kind of mess up unless you're kind of in the presence of an enemy. I think that's really cool, and it definitely lets you get around the world faster. And, you know, coming from Genshin Impact myself, it's very annoying. You know, we all know, if you played Genshin, if you played an open world game, which doesn't have a lot of this kind of stuff that Wuthering Waves has, it's very refreshing to have.
It depends, because some of the open world games, it's a non-issue. A lot of them, you can just get something to ride on. Right, like, I go play Pal World, I can go catch an animal, and I can go catch a pal, go ride on them, and go really fast. Right, I can use a grapple on anything in Pal World. Right, you go play Zelda Breath of the Wild, you can go tame a horse, and go ride the horse. You can even find faster horses around. Right, like, you can go get something to ride faster. You go play GTA, you can go steal a motorcycle. You can go steal a car. Right, like, yeah, I just don't go ride something. Right, Breath of the Wild, you also have stuff like shield surfing. Tears of the Kingdom, you can make gadgets that can make you go faster. Right, like has he actually, like, played other open world games? You go play Minecraft. You know, you can go ride on a fucking horse or whatever. You can go ride on a boat. You can even put the boat on land. You can make mine carts and stuff and go ride and make tracks and ride around in mine carts and stuff in Minecraft. Right? Like what? Has he actually played other open world games? Because a lot of the more known ones, like Skyrim, you can get a horse and ride on it too. Heck, the first time we had was it Morrowind? I think it was. That was the first game to have like the paid DLC for cosmetic with the horse armor. Right? Again, what would you use horse armor for? You put the horse armor on a horse so you can go ride on a horse. To do what? Move faster. I know, amazing concept. It's not as if WoW is anything interesting when it comes to movement. And then you like, what else is there? Like what? Sonic Frontiers? Oh yeah, you're just freaking using Sonic. You can go spin dash, drop dash, or boost. Sorry, no, Oblivion. Yeah, I forgot what it was, man. I forgot. It was Oblivion. Okay, I know it was an Elder Scrolls game. Oblivion, my bad. But again, like horse armor, what do you do with horse armor? You put it on a horse and you can ride it, right? It's a cosmetic there.
A lot of these like kind of movement techniques that are very enjoyable and just kind of keep this kind of stuff going. So yeah, very cool.
Update Kuro has made to the game, they've only made it better, adding new features while limiting power creep across new character releases. But
I don't know about limiting power creep. I would need to see the numbers on that, but yeah, hi there, YG.
it certainly doesn't help that the only competition when it comes to exploration is everyone's favorite example of the sunk cost fallacy, Genshin Impact. Wuthering Waves' exploration.
Okay, I think I can see why people didn't like this video. It's the Hoyo Shills, man. They're taking over. They're coming after St. Tontas. No. No, but I definitely think that Genshin Impact's kind of exploration and overall traversal around the world is much, much more inferior to Wuthering Waves. I don't think anyone could deny that, surely. Obviously, there are some games that are better, that are kind of, better at moving around and stuff than Wuthering Waves. But in terms of Genshin v Wuthering Waves in particular, Wuthering Waves definitely takes the crown for this one, in my opinion. Maybe some person has a better kind of explanation for why Genshin, is better. But I definitely think with a lot of these abilities, with the grapple, as I said, with a lot of the other stuff, with...
And the grapple is about the same as Genshin's grapple, because yeah, Genshin has a grapple too. I don't know why they think Wu invented a fucking grapple. Genshin used it a couple times. It's used in Inazuma, it's used in Sumeru. I don't know if it's used outside of there. I didn't bother to do stuff in Fontaine or Natlan. I can't be bothered. I mean, Toph's grapple, you have full freedom with it. Of course you're gonna want Toph's grapple over all the other options. Because Toph grapple, you can just use it whenever you want. You can use it on anything. Like, versus, you have to use it at a very specific point. You can't even use the grapple on an enemy in Wuwa. Meanwhile, you can use it to go grapple and pull yourself to an enemy in Toph. Which is like another thing too. Imagine if you can like use the grapple, you can use something else, an enemy in the overworld, as a grapple point. Like, it's like, you know what, it might make you think of actually fighting random trash things as you go around the pepega world, if you could use them to grapple off of them and bounce on them. But you can't. You can do that in Toph though, but nobody does it. Because, well, outside of PvP, nobody does it, because there's no point. We just grapple to where you need to go, or whatever.
Echo kind of riding too. I think that, yeah, Wuthering Waves is just so much better.
Tools and its overall player
Not a
experience
she'll take,
is
I
so
swear.
good that the industry leader within the gacha action RPG genre, with nearly 4 years of operation as a
Goddamn.
complete monopoly, is now copying these features completely.
No, they're not. They're not copying it. What the fuck?
Don't believe me? You only have to take a look at every single limited release since Natlan launched. The only thing is that
I didn't even kind of put into thought about these characters. Obviously, you know, Wuthering Waves, a lot of these traversal abilities are mainly centered around the game itself. So the actual game of Wuthering Waves, no matter what character you use, you can do this grappling thing, you can climb,
Yeah, Top copy, first domain 9 relic, I know.
you can sprint around without losing stamina and stuff like
Funny
that.
shit, man.
Whereas Genshin Impact have kind of gone for a similar kind of thing with Kinich and also Zilonen as well, with some like really cool features that do let you traverse the world more, but they've more done it with their characters, which I don't think is as good of a move, because obviously, you know, Genshin Impact, you have to pull for that character to actually be able to get those traversal skills. And obviously, if you don't like Zilonen or you don't like Kinich, then obviously you're not going to be pulling on these characters just for the traversal thing, which again is going to make a lot of players feel left out because, you know, they can't move around as well as everyone else is. Exploration kits locked behind limited characters in Genshin is a choice. Yeah, exactly. They want you to pull this character so that you can traverse around the world well, because they know it sucks. They know it sucks to actually walk around and kind of just glide super slowly and not really change anything after 4 years, maybe even, it's almost 5 years now. Yeah, it's been a long time and they still haven't changed a lot of these traversal things, and Wuthering Waves is out here like blowing them out of the water and even adding new stuff in newer updates before Genshin Impact has even done anything, which I think is absolutely insane.
each of these new features are in
We'll give you quality of life updates, but you have to roll for a limited. Yeah, exactly. And even like the other quality of life changes, which actually do change the game and stuff like that, they're just like, oh yeah, by the way, we'll give you a quality of life change, but also like it's not going to be exactly what you want. You know those presets that you wanted with your artifacts. Well, we're going to kind of give them to you, but like at the same time not. Oh, you know the artifact kind of crafting stuff?
They do it on purpose. They don't understand why they do it, because they want it to be as inconvenient as possible. They want it to be as inconvenient as possible because they want you to waste more time. Yeah, they do it on purpose. But the thing is, where's your presets in Wuwa? Where's the Wuwa preset stuff? How come they don't have that yet? Meanwhile, the freaking, was it, their other game in PGR has had all that stuff before.
Yeah, it's going to take
For
you
a
like
long-ass
all of your
time.
materials ever to actually make one. Shorekeeper has an exploration kit. No, doesn't she have auto-collect flowers and float around like a butterfly? Yeah, I do think that's a factor in a character, but I definitely think that Wuthering Waves is still adding stuff to the game, you know? They're adding stuff to the actual game itself. Even if they do have kind of traversal stuff with characters, I think that's fine. I don't think it's bad not to, I don't think it's bad to add traversal features to characters. And I think, although Genshin Impact are adding traversal features and Wuthering Waves are two characters, the difference is Wuthering Waves are adding traversal things to their game as well, whereas Genshin Impact aren't. So Wuthering Waves aren't expecting you to pull these characters just to, walk around the world a bit quicker, whereas Genshin Impact are saying, hey, get this character right now and you'll be able to move around the world a little bit better. And you have to get that character. You can't just, ignore it. But again, I don't think a lot of Shorekeeper's abilities do have that much to be desired in terms of traversal. I don't really use her for traversing around the world that much. So I don't really see you know, why it would be that bad, but again, I don't know.
Individually locked to a single character, restricted to a single region, and perhaps most importantly of all, paywalled through their gacha. In Genshin Impact, you can get the same exploration experience as a single free Wuthering Waves character. You just have to pull 3 limited 5-star.
The stamina consumption is kind of too much. Shawkeeper will win in a dash but lose in a marathon. Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, I haven't really kind of experimented with that kind of stuff, but again, it's more about the kind of game traversal things that they've actually had an update, because if we compare them, Wuthering Waves have went in with some much better ideas than Genshin Impact, and Genshin Impact, you know, let's just remember, they haven't really updated anything to do with the traversal in terms of the broader kind of perspective of characters, you know, not just on a character, but in terms of like actually in the game, like gliders, stuff like that. They haven't actually changed any of that at all since they released the game, pretty much. Whereas Wuthering Waves, they started off knowing that it sucked in Genshin, so, you know, they made it better, and they, you know, added a lot of this stuff because they know it sucks, and then they also added even more traversal things later on in future updates, and we're not even at version 2.0 yet.
You have to pull Shorekeeper to get it. Oh, you don't pull Shorekeeper, well, you're not getting it. Yeah, they copy each other, man. They need to stop the copy, man.
Yeah, which I think is really, really good. And obviously, Genshin Impact know that this sucks. They know that a lot of this kind of traversal stuff sucks. That's why they're bringing out characters that can move around the world better. And so they know, you know, hey, this is kind of getting bad. Oh, what should we do but also make more money? Well, you know, you traverse around the world with a character that you pulled for like $100. That's great for Genshin Impact, but, you know, it's not very great for players.
And stay in a single region of the map. There's a reason why all of Genshin's new features mirror the tools that Wuthering Waves has had since launch. There's a reason why Kuro's updates have been focused on quality of life.
Here's the thing. If you understand game development and how stuff goes, especially behind a bigger company with a large amount of people working there, and the amount of stuff that needs to get improved, it's not as if Genshin didn't have those features coming in the first place. Because they know fully well they were going to make it anyways, regardless if WoW existed or not. WoW has nothing to do with Genshin doing that. They were going to do it regardless whether they like it or not. They knew exactly what they were doing. And like, you can even tell with how the map is set up in Natlan. It was fully set up with you using the freaking character abilities to navigate across it. It's really annoying, but it was fully built around it. At least from the small parts I've seen. They did it on purpose. They made the map like that on purpose. They at least tried to like put use to some of the movement tools. Unfortunately, they're character locked, but that's its own other disaster that Genshin just has to deal with. But like, yeah.
Rather than new travel methods that are blatantly better than others. It's because Wuthering Waves, from its baseline systems all the way to its individual gadgets, has the best exploration in gacha gaming, and will
It does not, but sure.
likely hold that title for the future.
I don't know about gacha gaming in general. Again, I haven't played every gacha game ever, so I couldn't really tell you if it was the best one in gacha gaming, but if we're comparing it between Genshin and Wuthering Waves, then yeah, it's definitely better. And, you know, other Hoyoverse games, you can't really compare them, like Honkai and Zelda Zone Zero, because, again, you don't really do much traversal stuff that, like, really makes any difference, so you can't really compare those ones. But again, with some other games that aren't Hoyoverse, there may be some better kind of stuff out there. You know, maybe Tower of Fantasy has some better stuff, or I don't really know some other ones that are open world. But, you know, there's some other open world games out there who probably, you know, have some better abilities than Genshin. But again, I haven't played every single gacha game. What is the worst gacha game you've ever played? Ooh, that's a hard one. I don't really know, to be honest. To be honest, I don't really like Brown Dust that much, even though I still play it. I don't really like the gameplay of Brown Dust. So I'd probably have to say that one, but I don't actually hate it. It's just like, it's on the lowest kind of tier.
Then why does he still play it if he doesn't like
Diving
it?
into why this
I like
is the
CZZ,
case,
to be
breaking
fair.
down what makes Wuthering Waves' exploration so fulfilling, why other developers are scrambling to integrate these features into the game, and how Wuthering Waves' new additions to exploration
they've seen
have
it
been
works.
and will be better than their competitors, both in the present and the future. It's clear from the business practices seen on both sides that one company has a lot more respect for their players and their past expenditures than others. As always, always, if you're enjoying this content, please hit that like
Hell
and
yeah.
subscribe button. One of the greatest
Go like
parts
and
of
subscribe
Wuwa's
to
exploration is
Dust, by the way. I definitely think that, you know, this is just another extension of the whole devs listened meme. You know, I hate saying it, you know. There's a lot of things going around in the community being like, devs listened, oh, they did this. But I definitely think that Kuro Games adding a lot of this stuff to the game and still updating it is just kind of furthering the point of, you know, they are very community focused and that they want to, you know, make their players happy. Obviously, they do want to make money. It's a gacha game. Obviously, you know, they all want to make money. But I definitely think they are a little bit more community focused than obviously Genshin is and a lot of the Hoyoverse games are. Now, I definitely think that with Zealous Zone Zero, Hoyoverse has actually kind of improved their overall, I don't know, rapport with a lot of the community. I definitely think they have been more community focused for that game. But with Genshin, it's just kind of like, let's feed the pigs with their slop and let's just kind of get out of there and work on a game that we actually care about. But yeah, it is very cool to see that Kuro Games is still kind of listening with a lot of this stuff.
Is the fact that every single gadget or shortcut is available to every single character. It could be the grappling hook, the echo slotted into your active skill,
And then the echo slotted to your actual skill. Oh boy. If you don't use a character that would use that echo, that's gonna be great, right? For traversal? Right? If you don't use an actual character that would use that echo, imagine. That sounds like it'd be a great experience to have.
or simply every character's default infinite out-of-combat stamina and their ability to run up walls. The fact of the
And there's some games where you don't even have an out of a stamina thing at all.
matter is that regardless of who you've pulled or what team composition you're
Yeah, they're so out of touch, exactly. Not even Kuro, like, yeah. The Kuro does not even hire these cancerous creators. Yeah, they don't even give them, they're not even gonna give them the freaking beta access. Not even they will. Because, like, that is a thing that they also have. And, it's funny when we've reacted to them, like, mentioning something like that. Because, like, they're not aware of one exists, because they're not gonna give it to them. I know it exists. I know it exists. But, like, they don't even know. Oh yeah, they know, for sure. For sure.
running in the overworld, you have a massive variety of tools available that can
True.
streamline your experience dramatically.
There is a lot of things that you can actually use in Wuthering Waves, and I think a lot of the characters have actually been really well created to actually give you a very good experience for a first-time player and just getting into the game quickly, whereas a lot of
I mean, it depends. If you played other actual good games before, and then you go to Wuwa, you get Whiplash.
other games, you know, with Genshin and stuff, obviously you got a kind of, you know, some alright characters, but you never really use them again unless you had like some kind of obsession with them. So it is really good to see that people still use a lot of these, like, you know, older characters now. Now, obviously this might be a different case in future versions because Genshin's much older, so people aren't going to use these 4-star characters or whatever that were given to them at the start of the game. But with Wuthering Waves, it will be very interesting to see how much people actually use these older characters in the future. Can't wait for another open world gacha like Azure Premilia and NTE, so that Saint Tontas has a new game to compare. We were kind of boring here in Genshin comparison. Yeah, it is kind of boring, and I definitely think that I'm going to be covering a lot of NTE in the future and Azure Premilia. I'm really excited to see what they can do with gacha games and just the open world genre in general, because again, the trailers look insane, and I'm definitely going to be covering both of them, playing all of them. We'll be on stream playing them. So yeah, it is a very interesting, you know, thing to be thinking about.
There's no need at all to craft specialized parties that leverage built-in character abilities to do more than just sprint in the overworld until your stamina runs out. The end result is absolute freedom in who you play in the overworld. You don't feel like you're wasting your time or playing suboptimally by not slotting or owning the character. You're not pulling characters strictly for the massively improved experience they give you in the overworld. And the Kuro devs aren't using quality of life as FOMO to increase their banner sales. However, some characters do have slight advantages over.
Interesting, because different than Genshin, yeah. They underestimate it, but not sure about the quality of life and the rewards. It's about the characters, I know. At the same time, they're only interested because they're only after the pepega amounts of crap in their world. The reality is, if they actually tried to use logic and look at what the hell's going on there, they probably would stop caring and, like, ignore it and stop dealing with the stuff in there. if they were actually gonna go by that type of stuff there. Right? They'd probably just say like, fuck it, I'm not dealing with it. Yeah, they should know the characters are treated like gods in Hoyo games. Oh, they are for sure. And it's intentional. It is completely intentional why it's like that. It's completely intentional. Right? They're for those who know, they know, but like it's done like that on purpose. Because they realize that if you can make people like look up to them like that, you know, you can get a lot more SIP money out of them.
over others, like
Oh,
Gion's
like you
ability
mentioned.
to close distance in the air, or Shorekeeper's slightly enhanced auto-collecting butterfly sprint. But at the end of the day,
I definitely do think that's fine as long as the kind of quality of life and everything is okay. As I was saying, there is a difference. If you improve the quality of life of exploration and add exploration stuff to characters, then you're only further improving it. Whereas Genshin, it's staying the same and then they're forcing you to pull for characters.
Wow, he's actually just applying a double standard now. So it's okay if Uwa does it, but not Genshin, is what this guy is saying. Bro, what? It's okay if Uwa adds exploration stuff to characters, but not when Genshin does it. I'm sorry, what? What? Like, actually, what the fuck? Yeah, surely you're aware that CN puts the devs in danger over Nervalette Scaramouche stealing the waifu from them? Surely. Yeah, I don't know. But like, did you just hear what he just said?
to increase their banner sales.
Yeah,
However,
true.
some characters do have slight advantages over others, like Gion's
like you
ability
mentioned.
to close distance in the air, or Shorekeeper's slightly enhanced auto-collecting butterfly sprint. But at the end of the day,
I definitely do think that's fine as long as the kind of quality of life and everything is okay. As I was saying, there is a difference. If you improve the quality of life of exploration and add exploration stuff to characters, then you're only further improving it. Whereas Genshin, it's staying the same and then they're forcing you to pull for characters.
So so you're saying even if Genshin puts quality of life on characters, that's bad. But if Uwa puts quality of life on characters, it's fine. Like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, positive toxicity. Uwa can is allowed, but no other game is. Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Which again I think is much worse.
Double
Maybe you
standard
disagree,
here,
but
man.
yeah, it's very clear what kind of Hoyoverse's stance is there, and that they just want to make more money. That's pretty much
these
it.
abilities are less efficient than the Echo skills, which any character can
Yeah.
equip that serve the same purpose. The
Yeah, the
Cyan
Echoes are a big
Herring goes
factor too.
further than Gian and resets your air dodge, while the Inferno Rider's hold
Oh, the Inferno Rider is crap. What the fuck, man? I hate the Inferno Rider hold thing.
is a
It's
lot
so
faster
bad.
than Shorekeeper, and the
This doesn't like look how slow this is.
collection
Like
rate-
it looks so slow. Like I'm sorry,
Is
you're on a
there,
motorcycle and that
that they
thing is
just want to
super
make
slow.
more money. That's pretty much
these
it.
abilities are less efficient than the Echo skills, which any character can
Yeah.
equip that serve the same purpose. The
Yeah, the
Cyan
Echoes are a
Herring
big
goes
factor too.
further than Gian
And it's not even
resets
fast.
your air dodge, while the Inferno Rider's hold is a
Look.
lot faster than Shorekeeper,
It's faster than Shorekeeper, and this thing is still slow.
and the auto collection rate
That is so slow. Like I'm not talking like you have to give me freaking supersonic speed, but the Inferno Rider's movement is so slow. These people are tricked into thinking it looks faster than it is because the FOV of the camera is crap. They're looking at a 30-degree FOV, so things will look a little bit faster than they actually are. But once you're actually used to and can perceive the difference, and you know what the hell you're looking at, you're going to notice, like, yeah, no, this is slow. Even, like, I think you meant to say Breath of the Wild, yeah, even yeah, Genshin and even MMOs, they don't have wall run. Yeah, people don't give a fuck, because wall run doesn't always work. If you want to put wall run in your game, build the game around having the wall run. WoW was not built around wall running. Right? This is like wall running in Wua, man. This is what they have. This is the future of Wua. It's automated. This is fully automated. That is automated. That is not real gameplay. That is automated. Yeah, they should make a video to compare them. For sure. If they're gonna claim that, go make a video comparing them. Side by side. I mean, it's just gonna be embarrassing if you do the Woowa comparison. For Woowa. But like, here, this thing, man. This freaking gameplay here, man. Very engaging gameplay. Look how engaging this is. It's automated. I might as well go, like what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that, man? They have to automate it. Like, bro, why? Why do they have to automate it?
Range of the Junrock is wider and completely automated. These character abilities are built into their kits, but they're objectively a worse version of what every character can already use. It's the complete polar opposite compared to another gacha title, where characters
the automated gameplay, man. I might as like there's somehow less gameplay there than there is in Sonic Forces, which is just sad.
No exploration mechanics built into their kit drive some of the most sluggish, unresponsive, and slow.
This is stupid. No one's going to do this. Like, no one with a brain is gonna go climb a freaking wall or a cliff that you clearly aren't supposed to be climbing. Yeah, of course you're not supposed to climb here. I thought they made it very clear you're not supposed to climb here. They don't want you to go up this way.
Low-paced experience.
It is a kind of weird, like, what do you call it, contrast whenever you play characters that don't have an...
The thing is, you wouldn't be able to run up this thing in Lua anyways. You're gonna run out of stamina before you get to the top regardless. This specific cliffside in Inazuma, you won't be able to climb this in Lua either. Hey, just run around the mountain, don't climb it. You can't climb it, you can't run up this thing anyways. This type of wall running would not even work in Wuwa. You can't run up the whole thing. You're still limited by stamina in Wuwa. Once you run out of stamina, you just fall down. And if you're up too high, you just die.
Exploration kind of thing to it. I think that is what makes kind of Genshin feel bad in terms of traversal, because you have all of these new characters coming out, like Kinich, like Zilanen, who have all of these really cool traversal new updates. Wow, very cool. But then, yeah, you have characters like the Raiden Shogun here, who does have some very cool combat abilities, and I really do like her combat abilities, but also, why are you going to traverse with her? Like, bro. But I think it is okay. It's not, like, too bad, just because you have this party of 4.
You don't even have climbing in Infinity Nikki. There's a lot of verticality in certain areas in Infinity Infinity Nikki, especially when you're in the Stonewood area. But you don't have a climb. You don't have wall running, you don't have a climb. You know what you do have? You have actual 3D platforming. They'll have things that you actually have to interact with and climb that way. You'll have things where, like, you'll have, like, things where you can, like, slingshot yourself up. And stuff like that on the map, too. Like, there's a ton of there's a way to have a lot of verticality and not even need to run up stuff. If anything, if you're not going to design stuff around running around the surfaces, then, like, it's just there. It's not really interesting. You're just making me wait and pad out my time. Even if you can let me run up the surface, it's not really much. There's not really much gameplay there. Right? It's not like the wall running you would see if in, like, your typical 3D Sonic game, where you will, like, transition to literally running on the walls. Right? Like, what's a good example? Like, let's say Speed Highway Modern. Look, running on the wall. Because the actual thing is, you're supposed to run on the fucking wall. Right. Yeah, like over here, running on the wall again. To get up there, and now you're running down the wall. Or rather, a building. Right, like stuff like that, sure, like there's actual purpose here. Right? Because it's the actual level. It is the actual content. And then you get back to the rest of the stage. To do it again, run on the wall. Right, I just use this as a good example. That was like easy to find. Because that's also the first stage that comes to mind. But yeah. Yeah, he's milking drama again, yeah. Oh, it does, for sure, it does.
Or, obviously, you can add a character that can traverse well. Maybe, you know, you have a Yelan, someone like that who links up with Raiden Shogun, and then you can just switch between the two. But I do think that it does kind of make some characters seem better when they're not actually, they just kind of traverse a bit better, which I think is a kind of bad thing, and it doesn't really add much to the game. And I hope that they do either stick with a lot of these traversal abilities, or they give it up. Because, again, they should, you know, what Hoyoverse should be doing, they should be adding quality of life changes to the game itself, not to the characters, not to, you know, some of this weird, like, oh, Kinnich can fly through the air and grapple stuff, like, oh, great. No, they should be adding it to the game in general. They should be adding it to, you know, a lot of the accounts, like, no matter what character you're playing, so that all the characters have a good experience whenever traversing the world, instead of some of them, which, yeah, just makes the game seem a whole lot slower and sluggish, especially if you only have these characters.
This is possible. This became even more evident as Genshin released more regions with absurd levels of verticality and hard-to-reach objectives, while
Hi, Tom.
conveniently
Yeah,
releasing
welcome.
characters who could bypass all of these obstacles at the exact same time. The Genshin devs manufacture problems and sell the solution. They
Yeah, Wilma does the exact same thing. What the fuck do you think your battle pass is? They do the exact same thing. Make a problem and sell you the solution. It's not as if Wilma doesn't do it either. You're double hearing, now you get double the grading dice. Typical Twitch, just breaking on, yes.
designed their overworlds with the intention of creating inconvenience, annoyances, and frustration if you don't save the resources for or spend on the on-banner character. They region lock, time gate, and reset progression across every single helpful.
I think that is where like Genshin kind of get you as well. I mean, obviously, as I said, I've pulled for Zealanen recently. It does feel really good to play her and like use her in the world. But I can tell, you know, there's a lot of people who don't want to pull for her, and obviously it's going to suck for them even more if you don't pull for these characters. Now, obviously, I'm fine because I pulled for the character. By the way, got it free to play, didn't even spend, don't worry. Yeah, no, it's really like annoying to see that, you know, there's some people, if you don't pull on that character, then maybe you're missing out on something that could be enjoyable, like the traversal stuff, and it just makes the game just a whole lot worse in general. V regrets pulling her? Yeah, no, I saw that. I mean, again, I forgot what his points were exactly for that. I don't think she's like the most amazing character, insane character in the world. I think that she's alright, she's fine, and she's very good for a lot of the kind of shredding abilities that she has, and also I just think she looks cool. Like, that's the main reason why I pulled her, and I'm pretty happy with, you know, pulling her, and that's why I say
added in the game with each new area, requiring a massive amount of commitment and playtime to get anything close to a cohesive exploration experience. Unless you decide
they
to
act like they care for Genshin, they should just play their dying game, I know.
And constantly alt-tab with the aid of third-party tools. Kuro, on the other hand,
yeah, I mean, you still have people doing that in WoW. And you see ToF where it's like, yeah, they just overwhelm you with like, here you go, here's everything. But no.
gives every single solution to the player or lets them grind those solutions through mobs in the over.
To be fair, Genshin actually added a new feature very, very recently, which I used for my Zealanen, which was, it actually showed you where a lot of the materials were around the map if you wanted to find them. So I thought that was really cool that they added it as a kind of quality of life thing.
They had that on other characters too for every region. Is this guy clueless? Like, they had that for like every region. where certain characters will tell you where materials are on the map.
Obviously, there's a ton that they could do better, but that is a very, Hoyoverse listened for once moment.
Overworld and unlocks an incredible number of helpful tools within hours of starting the game. Players gain immediate access to the grappling hook in the first 30 minutes, and amazing tools like the loot mapper and portable waypoint are only a few hours after that. This made the experience great in 1.0, but the devs streamlined it even further in future updates. They buffed the detection ability of the loot mapper to make chests even easier, added a hover droid shooter to streamline challenges in mining, and gave every player.
Why don't they just remove the mining thing and then instead of giving a problem there? Like the whole challenge or problem there is just manufactured. Yeah, Saint Tontas and Kazahana have Genshin living in their brain rent free. Yeah, Wuwa has zero content. I mean, yeah, of course. The only content you can make is like reacting to these kuro shills. Either that, or them doing their own crap. That's the only content you can actually make, man.
Regardless of who they had on their active team or on their roster, the ability to precisely locate resources in the overworld. That's a feature that the devs isolate to a single gacha character in a single region.
Yeah, that's changed, I think. I think that's actually changed.
No, they do this for every character. I don't think they changed it.
I don't know if I'm wrong, but for Zealanum, whenever I wanted to find the flowers for her, I literally clicked a button and it showed me where it was. So I think that might be wrong now. Maybe you recorded this before the update came out, but I think that's actually changed. And you can find some of the materials around the world, unless he's getting it at a different point. But
and it's a massively player-unfriendly development trend you can identify across almost every new feature in the game. It's safe to say that almost every single part of exploration in
they're attacking Maggie and DM,
climbing, loot tracking, or loot.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard about that. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they're doing that. I'm not.
Looting materials is a better, more convenient experience for players compared to Genshin Impact.
I mean, if you wanted a better, more convenient experience, you just get rid of the problem. Then you can have your better, more convenient experience by not having the inconvenience in the first place. It's still inconvenient by being there. If you want it to be not inconvenient, remove it entirely.
Impact. It's also safe to say that
because she criticized Wuthering Waves, that's why. It's because of this video, wait. This one
been on for half a year
from
now.
a few days ago. This video here is why. This video here is why. This is why. They're attacking her because of that. Because she's like actually talking about like issues and stuff in there. Here's the thing too, she completely forgot about the open world. She doesn't even talk about the open world in there. She completely forgot about it. She completely ignored that aspect. Right? But like it makes sense. She probably doesn't like it either. And she doesn't know how to like talk about it there. Which is like understandable, but like, yeah. This is why she's getting attacked by them. Yeah, at least she made like $30 off this video. Probably. She probably made like $30 off this video. So good for her, I guess.
Genshin, with their inferior implementations, also locks almost all of their
Unless
features
she has
behind
worse
the
CPM than
gacha
I
or
do.
a massive amount of progression, effectively gating quality of life for players, unless they pay with money or their time. There's a reason why
Yeah, they think they're in the wholesome community, but they're not. They're not, exactly.
the Wuthering Waves exploration experience feels a bit short. You're not actively struggling against the game's systems to get things to 100%.
I was. Because I really did not want to deal with anything in there.
Yeah, that's why people have like kind of cleared it much quicker, because their traversal methods are so much easier. With the grapples, everything like that, that means you get around the map quicker, which means you're going to explore the map quicker. And that's why, you know, whenever Wuthering Waves first came out, I saw like Tectone and that, they were, you know, 100% in the map in like no time, like in a couple of days. And that usually in Genshin would take you ages because you're there.
Yeah, she forgets she's not in top category where you can openly trash talk whatever. That's true, she's not in there.
just kind of sprinting.
That's
and then you lose
true.
stamina. It's, oh god, now gotta walk.
We get
And
to
then you
talk
can
about
sprint
whatever we
again,
want
and
here.
oh, gotta walk again. And especially at the start of the game, whenever there was less characters that had traversal features, that must have really sucked. But like, now it's a little bit better with a lot of these characters. But again, as Tontest is saying, you have to pay for it. You know, you have to kind of, you know, put in the grind or pay for it for this character to actually get these abilities in the first place, which a lot of people don't do, which means, you know, people explore the
You're
map
not
less.
artificially increasing your playtime by running out of
I mean, if you do what I do, you just give up and stop doing it. Like, when you realize what the hell is going on and why you're even doing the exploration, and then you realize what the hell you get out of it, it's like, why the fuck am I doing this? Right? If your only reward is premium currency and that's your only incentive to do it, like, I'm just out. It's just like, why the fuck? Unless you're gonna, like, give me, like, 10, 20 times the amount in there, then I'll change my mind. You'd have to actually make it worth doing. But for them to do that, they'd have to more than 10x the rewards from exploration for me to care. You can't just give me a freaking, let's say a 10 Primo Gem chest. You have to give me 100. You can't give me, not even 100, you have to give me like 200 plus. You need to give me more than a gacha pull worth per item I'm doing. If you're gonna make me do it for that reason, you gotta give me more. Yeah, I don't know, man.
stamina
know.
while scaling high cliffs. You're not wasting time tracking the horribly vague little wisp from treasure compasses or waiting for its
Yeah, you're also not wasting time getting this stuff to go make your stupid loot mapper in WoW in ToF either. You just open up you just look on your mini map and you get like shocked by how many fucking things it picks up. Because it just picks up on everything. Thanks to the field energy, whatever crap they have.
dreadfully
annoying.
long cooldown between chests.
And that's assuming you don't just have the auto exploration stuff being done anyways, where you can just completely ignore it.
You're not constantly alt-tabbing to a third-party map because the built-in
That's a very
detection
good point.
systems are complete garbage. You're not waiting multiple daily resets to collect ascension materials for your characters, as the developers actually respect your time and don't
That
make
is
the
really good.
required-
I think a lot of the ascension stuff with the characters and actually leveling up the characters.
No, if they actually respected your time, they would remove this system entirely. They wouldn't have an ascension system if they respected your time. They still have it there. They don't respect your time. Oh boy, they made it so you have to grab less of a pepega material. You still have to do it. Just because they made it less doesn't mean they respect your time. It just means they disrespect you less. It doesn't mean they respect you. It does not. Imagine being slightly less bad at something, and it is being respectful. Right? It's like saying, like, do you want to get punched in the face, or do you want to get slapped on your shoulder? Right? It's like Genshin would be like punching you in the face, and then Momo is like slapping you. It's like, take your pick. Which poison? Pick your poison. Would you like to get the punch or the slap? You still have to take it. You just have to choose. Do you want to get punched or slapped? Right? What do you want? Because that's how I see it.
Characters themselves is
Yeah, they don't care. They want you to spend all your time in there just playing theirs. You think Kuro should just remove the entire open world? It'd be a lot more convenient. Exactly, you would get rid of all the problems. But here's the thing. Let's say we hypothetically remove the open world. Now what? Now what? Let's say we remove the open world, now what's left? Right, what's left now? Like, what's actually left now? Right, and like, these guys are not aware of it. They don't even realize what the fuck is going on. And like, they always just praise and think about the combat. That's all they think about. They forget about the open world. And you know why they forget? because the open world is crap. But imagine if they actually just went in and deleted the open world. Right? Like, remove it, it's useless, and Saint Tontas is truly Delulu. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like, it's something where you actually put effort into stuff. But doing stuff in MOA and Genshin is just slaving. Exactly. Exactly. Actually just slaving.
So much better, and it's so much nicer to not have to kind of spend like multiple days just trying to level up one character.
Absolutely absurd.
Nah, you still have to. You mathematically still have to do that in WoW, spend multiple days. The fuck are you talking about?
You're doing all of these things in Genshin Impact. You're spending more time waiting for cooldowns or simply navigating the game's convoluted overworld mechanics that are designed to sell characters and inflate your playtime rather than be an actual enjoyment.
Just curious, has Kuro made any sort of promise or commitment to not lock exploration or quality of life behind
No,
characters?
they have not.
I mean, I don't think they've made any commitment at all. They haven't really said anything. So maybe, you know, they might do it in the future, but not that I've heard. I think that, you know, honestly, from the trajectory that Kuro Games is taking, I think it's going to stay like this. Now, you know, so far, Kuro Games have been listening to us. Kuro Games have been making a lot of these updates, which have been very good for the community.
Sure.
But, you know, what's to say they're not going to change it in a year's time, but you could say that about pretty much everything. So currently, it seems like they're on a good track, but yeah, I'm not saying anything, just wondering if they said anything like that. No, yeah, I don't think I've seen anything.
Enjoyable experience. And you can see all of these player degrading mechanics at full play across the entirety of Natland. The main reason for Wuthering Waves' stellar exploration experience is the fact that Kuro Games respects their players. They have enough confidence in their baseline game and systems that they don't need to bundle improvements with new character releases. They instead build those improvements into the default experience. What that means in the
because that's truly engaging, man.
Systems that they don't need to bundle improvements with new character releases. They instead
surely this is engaging for you guys, right?
Build those improvements into the default experience. What that means in the long run is that Wuthering Waves is only going to get better, especially in exploration, regardless of who you pull or when you.
If they're releasing a lot of these updates now for Traversal, just think what they're going to release in 2.0 and in future updates, you know? They've already added so many new stuff, which again maybe was needed, but imagine all of the other stuff that they're going to add in the future, and we're not even, you know, past the first version yet.
You won't be locked out of new features unless you whip out your credit card. You don't have to commit a massive amount of time to simply unlock the features that make the game playable. It's crazy what happens when the devs focus on making a good game instead of a good
but they didn't make a good game. Why?
Revenue stream. As always, if you enjoyed this content, please hit that like and subscribe button.
Very, very cool video from Saint Tontas there. Again, I really love watching his videos. They're very, like, I don't know, they're kind of thought-provoking. Obviously, you know, I've seen a lot of stuff plastered around him being a Kuro shill, but obviously everyone gets called that. So honestly, I really enjoy his videos. I think they're great, and I'm just going to leave a link in the chat so you guys can go give it a like, go subscribe to him.
Revenue drama soon. That'll be fun.
If you haven't already, and yeah, it'll be down in the description below on my second channel if you guys want to go see that as well. But again, that's a very, very cool video. It's kind of explored a lot of really cool stuff.
Does he have anything else? Let's see. Maybe his main channel has something? Apparently they solved an issue or something? I don't know. Oh boy, there's something here. Which one do you guys want? Is this one clearly better? I don't know about that. You convince Saint Tontas and Kazuhana are a gay couple? Probably. Hey, you know what? That's fine. If they want to do their own thing, that's fine. Right, but... yeah, in a way, I kind of do feel that way.
So Wuthering Waves is finally ending the version 1.3 phase 1, with us moving on
Okay.
to some other updates coming into phase 2, which is obviously stuff like Yohu coming out, and also a ton of new events, which I actually talked about in my last video.
So here's
And
why
what
it's
Black
clearly
Shills really
better,
showed us where
apparently.
Wuthering Waves is at, and what kind of stuff that Kuro games can bring to the overall gacha sphere, in terms of quality and just overall storytelling, character creation, and gameplay. I mean, everything has been absolutely great. And obviously, since Wuthering
Yeah.
Waves was first released, a lot of people have been comparing it to games like Genshin Impact, and they're still doing it to this day. Now, in this video, we're going to be going through a couple of posts I saw about some people comparing Wuthering Waves to Genshin Impact. Now, there's one person who doesn't seem to like Wuthering Waves that much, and there's also another person who seems to love Wuthering Waves a ton and thinks it's way better than Genshin.
Okay,
Which again, I definitely
sure.
think there are some points in this argument.
Yeah, we'll go look at this guy. I don't know who this son. It's a Gamba. Gamba. Okay, what do you have? Oh, which one do we need? Makes Genshin players mad. Oh boy. A rip-off of Power, truly unoriginal, really? So you got the horns. I mean, it's not like there's anything here. There's like nothing on his model. Right? You know, that's fine. But like, yeah, you have the horns here. Yeah, the orangey red eyes here. Yeah. They said don't compare. Meanwhile, the title of that video, I know, it's funny, man.
That are kind of
We'll do
flawed,
this one first,
and
and we'll go
I think
to
a
the
lot of
next
people
one.
don't really understand what this
I'm
kind
gonna
of
get water,
means.
one sec.
As much as I hate to say it, Genshin Impact does have some good sides to it, even though some people don't really want to admit that. So we're gonna be going through these posts to find out.
Yeah, the only good side is the prologue was a rip-off of Breath of the Wild. Well, not rip-off of Breath of the Wild, but rip-off of a typical Zelda game. That was the good part of Genshin prologue. And then after that, no. But one doesn't even have that.
Whether Wuthering Waves is better than Genshin Impact or not, and just kind of going over some commonly brought up arguments. But before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go to my Twitch where I'm going to be streaming live. It'll be down in the pinned comment down below, or also in the description. I definitely recommend giving me a follow because it gives you a notification as soon as I go live, so again, you won't be able to miss it. And yeah, we just do a ton of Wuthering Waves stuff, and also some reacts to some Wuthering Waves content, as well as some other gachas, and other gacha content as well. So I definitely recommend, you know, coming over and giving me a follow. But let's get back into the video. So the first post that I actually saw was from this user called Legend007. Now, this is a person that's been on the Twitter community, and I don't want to make this video like entirely about them or anything. I'm not trying to call them out. I'm not trying to support them or anything like that. But I just thought it was a very interesting argument that they brought up, and it just kind of caught my eye. Now, I'm going to actually start with this post here, saying why Wuthering Waves combat feels so satisfying. And they pretty much just put up a post of a combat sequence. I mean, it's nothing special in particular, it's just Wuthering Waves' you know, usual combat. I mean, it is great, and I do agree that Wuthering Waves combat does feel extremely satisfying, and I think that's one of the good parts that Wuthering Waves does. I think that Wuthering Waves, you know, they've really cooked on the whole parry system and stuff to do with that, as well as the intro skills. They've just kind of made it more interesting.
Yeah, let's get ToF people together, open a gamble booth, bet on which game is going to die first. I mean, Wu is gonna die first. Genshin's gonna stay around for a while. You know what they'll probably do? They'll probably do I bet Hoyo's probably gonna do what the hell they're doing with Star Rail, where like after they finish the main stuff, whatever, go through all the regions in Genshin, they'll do like a Genshin 2 thing. And they'll have something else happen like they did with Star Rail, not Star Rail, Honkai 3rd. Where they had like the part 2 or whatever. They'll probably do that with Genshin as well. Where it's the same game, but they'll have like another update where like, it's kind of like a soft reboot or something. With like different things elsewhere. That's probably what they're gonna do. I can see them doing that. But with Wuwa though, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely fallen pretty quickly for what it is, and for the size and stuff that they have working on there, the fact that they probably still haven't even broken even on the initial investment, yikes. Yeah, Hoyo is making Animal Crossing game coming next year. Okay. Well, good luck to them on that one. Right, with Hoyo, it's like, eventually, it's like, once you've seen enough. It's different stuff, though, I don't know what you heard about, but... non-lore people don't have brains for it. I know, but like, it's still the same game under the hood, right? Honkai Part 2. Honkai 3rd, different stuff, but it's on top of original Honkai 3rd, right? Like, it's not like they made a separate game. They just replaced Honkai 3rd, but moved your stuff over into that. At least that's what I've heard. Like, I don't care enough to go see what the hell goes on in there. Right, or bother to play it or whatever, but, you know.
Interesting than a lot of the other open world gacha games that we've seen. Now this person below,
You say a lot of, the only thing they talk about is fucking Genshin. If Genshin is the only thing else that they can talk about, then it's not a lot of. Because he's looking at just one. Apparently one other game is a lot. It's Honkai 3rd only. Part 2 is just new story, nothing else. Okay, fair enough. They'll probably do the same with Genshin. After they're done the thing there, they'll probably just be like, new story, call it Genshin Part 2. Or something. They'll probably do the same. I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
who has the name Kakashi, which, you know, obviously after the anime character, and they say cause that's the only thing that Wuthering Waves is good at. Everything else is trash. Character design, except Yinlin, story, and laughs revenue. So again, this is absolutely crazy, and this person saying that everything else in Wuthering
Oh, he's reading Twitter PvP, goddamn.
Waves is trash, which I don't believe is true at all, and saying that character
I
design...
do. The character designs or whatever, I don't really care for them, but...
is trash apart from Yinlin
The open world is definitely trash.
is absolutely insane. I definitely think, you know, character design and designing a lot of interesting characters is one of Wuthering Waves' strong points, and to say that they're not good at that at all is absolutely crazy. And I think a lot of people have a kind of misunderstanding of what the word good means, because obviously, you know, you have people that say something's peak, which obviously means it's going to be the best of the best, but saying something's good is...
They only have new story view, new mechanics, and open world expansion. You heard rumors that they're making a turn-based game. I don't know. If they are, then I don't have any hopes for it. Right? I don't have any hopes for anything from Kuro, man. Like again, it's not like I would want to play the turn-based games anyways. The reality is there's a certain level of quality of life needed in your turn-based game for me to even think, actually play it anymore. Like, for the most part. With Pokemon, I'll give it a slight pass just because of nostalgia and the novelty of the Pokemon stuff. But, like, when it comes to other not open world, turn-based games, I mean, you need to have a set baseline minimum requirements of quality of life. And a lot of these games do not have that as an option. Right? Where I can just skip a lot of animations and stuff, speed things up to an insane degree if I don't want to look at the animations for like 10,000 years, and just play the actual gameplay part. Oh yeah, but then you also actually have to make an actual proper gameplay thing going on with the battle system, which again they like to lack. Right? It's why I was like really fucking bored when I tried HSR when that came out, because it's like it copied some stuff and it looked like it might have something, but then it goes absolutely nowhere and it doesn't do anything with it. And it's just heavily stripped down of what I thought of. And I could also just play an actual good turn-based RPG instead. And I would rather just do that. Yeah, shills have zero content. That's why all they do is PvP videos. Yeah. And when we don't have anything to do, we'll just look at that stuff too. Because that's all that there is.
Isn't exactly the most praising statement or anything like that. So to say something that's not even good pretty much just says that it's bad, and saying that the character design is bad is completely disingenuous. And the story, I can definitely see why a lot of people don't like that. Obviously, a lot of people, they got into the game very early and maybe they quit it after like 1.1 or something and just didn't really enjoy the story at the start because, yeah, it wasn't the best. I'll be honest. There is some stuff to do with Wuthering Waves that isn't very polished or that isn't as good as maybe some other gacha games, which, you know, I think we all can admit, and I think that, you know, If you don't like a game because of that, that's totally fine. But the final point
Yeah,
also
we'll do
got
it
me as
after,
well,
don't worry.
the revenue. Now, I don't know why this point is being brought up in the first place. The revenue has nothing to do with how good a game is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I really don't think I could add anything else onto that. The revenue doesn't equate to how good a game is,
Oh,
or
yeah,
how
for
good
sure.
the combat is, or how good the story is, or how good the characters are. It could come down to a lot of those factors, of course. You know, maybe some people just don't like the story or whatever, so they don't play the game. But to use revenue as one of the factors in why Wuthering Waves isn't good is just totally, you know, wrong. It's still doing pretty decently in terms of revenue, and they can still make a very, very good game. So again, I don't think revenue is a factor at all. And then this person
Yeah, it
replies saying you become
contradicts Bolton, I
blind because
know.
you become slaves to another company. Probably Hoyoverse. Woo has the best models and some of the best character designs. You're too stupid to see it. You hate this game for no reason. Now, I don't know why they brought up Hoyoverse there. Now, I think it is kind of wrong to
Yeah, they're generic. They look like top characters with better graphics, kinda, yeah. I mean, top characters are, it's like a bit weird, but yeah. I don't, like, top doesn't render them at a high enough resolution normally. Or something, they have like a different type of shader choice that they're using in top. But, it doesn't really change much.
just assume that they've come from Hoyoverse. I mean, you know, there's no indicators on their account that they have been. Unless, I don't know, maybe they posted something, but I don't really want to go to their account for that. But they say, bro, what do you mean by this? I've played Wooer till 1.1 and Wooer felt so boring I dropped it. So again, as I said, a lot of people did drop it after 1.1 because they didn't enjoy the story, which I think is totally fine. And I think I can kind of get where this guy's coming from in terms of, you know, it was boring and they've dropped it. There is a lot of people that did drop it, and there's some people that did give it a chance in the Black Shores and now love the game. So again, they say Hoyo is just
Yeah, very good game, guys. Hey, Black Shores explorations like this, man. Very good game. So good, you don't, it's all automated, man. So great that it's all automated. Right, that automation, man, so great. Truly, truly great.
better. You just hate to admit it, and that's all. Stay happy with your shit keeper and go play 5.1
Yep.
Archon to even grasp that the Wooer story is
Even then, man, some people don't even care. Right, like. Like, I 100%ed this game on the Switch. And then I redid it again on the PC. Let's look at the character model quality here. You can see the character model quality here is pretty bad. Like, you can kind of see, like, the model quality is not great. Do we have a part where they look, where the character looks at faces the camera, though? Because, like, it's even more scuffed when they face the camera here. Look at this freaking model quality.
What's wrong?
Right, look at this freaking model quality. But, like, for some people, they don't really care. They just want an actual good game. You know? They want the game to actually just not be shit. But, like, yeah. You give it 90s vibes?
To the north.
But no game from the 90s would look this good. This looks way better than any game from the 90s. Obviously.
Larger than I thought. Hope there are more survivors.
You guys have heard this song before, though. Yeah, this game is not a gacha character. Looks decent though. I know. Oh, this game is great though, man. East 8 very underrated game. It's like actually just a really good game. But yeah. I've spent hundreds of hours like replaying this game many times. It's a really good game. I've 100%ed it on the Switch, and I've done it on the PC version a couple times. Like visually, it looks kind of scuffed. Like again, like this is for the freaking PC version screenshots. They're not the greatest model quality. Right, but it doesn't change the fact that
The noble.
Hard from
that it's just a good game. Oh, what's this one? Oh, that was like an interview video or whatever. Yeah, this game was on the Vita as well. But yeah, we get to play East 10 again soon. East 10 soon. Right, this one coming soon though. This one's in a few days. Right, 1 day, 7 hours. Soon. Soon we'll get to play East 10 again. I already 100% in this game. The broken version, the broken Chinese version. I already 100% in the broken Chinese version. But this one's like, again, like, the graphics, they don't look like they're anything special, man. You can tell from here. It's not like anything crazy for graphics. But it's just a good, fun game. Like, if freaking Grand Blue Relink was like this, I wouldn't have hated it. It's a cool game. Like, I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna play it on, like, Nightmare mode, I think it was. On a harder difficulty. I already beat it on hard mode before, a couple months ago. But, like, yeah. Yeah, there's, like, rail grinding and stuff in there. I mean, like, yeah, they improved the character. I mean, like, yeah, newer game. This game doesn't have to be made to run on the fucking PS Vita. Exactly, it has to be fun. Exactly. And then you have stuff like the previous entry in the series, right? Like, we go look at East 9. This thing is like... Oh, yeah. Let's see if let me see if we can find a video of the East 9 gifts. They called them gifts. I guess it would be easier if I just play the game and show you, cause like how you do stuff in that game. We'll go look at the Gamba AG video after. We'll just finish this first.
Is nowhere near Genshin or HSR, which again is absolutely crazy because I've heard a lot of people say that the 5.1 Archon quest isn't even that good, especially the fact that they missed out a lot of the voice lines in the game, which obviously is due to the voice actor strikes, but they didn't make any other kind of arrangements, they just didn't have any voices, which is crazy to be comparing the Black Shores to, which was fully voiced and, you know, had a very decent story in my opinion. And then this continues. Obviously they make a quote retweet about this saying, why would I waste my time on Genshin Impact when they're still recycling 4-year-old animations? Just look at the cinematic difference. Now this is a big point that people bring up whenever comparing Wuthering Waves to Genshin Impact, is the kind of animations and character designs. Now this video, as you can see, it's a very different style. The style of Genshin is very cartoony, whereas Wuthering Waves seem to have made a more kind of mature kind of animation style, which again I think that a lot of different people will enjoy. And I think it's very important that a lot of people do remember that Genshin Impact is pretty much a kid's game. Like, you can't deny that, you know, Genshin Impact's main target audience is, you know, around children, and I think a cartoony kind of...
The people we shouldn't have forgotten. People we shouldn't have forgotten voice line, right? People we shouldn't have forgotten. I think it was. People I should have never forgotten. Unity versus Unreal Engine 4, I know. Hey, funny comparison, I know. Oh wait, no, don't worry, man. What do you want next? Hey, why don't we compare Hedgehog Engine? No, let's compare Hedgehog Engine. Not even Unreal Engine. Like, you know, like a lot of the Sega games, they're not in Unity, they're not in Unreal, they're in the Hedgehog Engine. Yeah, fun fact, you know, the Sonic games are made as a tech demo for Sega's update to their game engine. A lot of them are made as tech demos. If you ever wonder why they never actually charge full price for them, they're always like discounted, they're always cheaper. Yeah, they basically use them as a showcase for their game engine. Or like what they can do, kind of, in some cases. Right? Like the games like Yakuza, they'll use the same game engine as the Sonic games, right? The next Yakuza game that's gonna come out is gonna be the same engine that they're using for Sonic Frontiers. It's the same game engine. Sega, like, well, they tend to use a lot of their games that are not from a separate studio that they own, that's independent. They'll use the Hedgehog engine. But yeah, you wish Yui Sukuro because of their incompetence. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious, but that's not gonna happen.
Kind of vibe to it is much better to, you know, kind of cater to that audience than something like Wuthering Waves, which I think Wuthering Waves caters
Here's
to.
the thing though, right? To use Unreal Engine, it's not free. Kuro has to pay Unreal Engine constantly. They have to pay Epic Games for Unreal Engine license. They're constantly paying Epic Games
To a more older
to keep
audience,
the license.
maybe, you know, teenage or above. So I think it's kind of unfair to kind of compare a lot of the art styles. Now, I do think a lot of Genshin Impact's older art style with stuff like D-Look and characters like that, I do think they do look terrible, I'll be honest. But they have really improved in the newer updates, you know,
Hey,
Natlan, Fontaine,
looks
etc.
fine.
But I do think that's just their own style and that's the audience they're catering to. I don't think we should be comparing both of the character designs because I think they're meant for completely different audiences. Now, obviously, don't get me wrong, Wuthering Waves' character design and their models are amazing. I definitely think that, you know, they are really cooking with them. But again, I do think it is unfair to compare the two in terms of how good it is because I think they are both pretty decent for the purpose that they, you know, serve. And then they compare even more stuff saying Wuthering Waves doesn't force you to pull characters to explore, unlike Hoyoverse, which is very true. You know, Wuthering Waves actually release a lot of updates to do with traversal, which pretty much cover all of the characters. You don't have to pull a character to do it.
Yeah, then we have Toph doing what? What's Toph doing again? One sec, let me open up. Yeah, they'll have characters doing traversal, and then we're like, you know what, fine. What if the game just did it for you? Right, like they can say all they want, and then what's Toph doing? Oh yeah, they'll just explore for you. They're like, here, let me pull it up.
Authorization successful.
Alright, we'll just wait for it to load. Yeah, last time I see a new map was barely big enough to explore. Zero gameplay, more character. Oh no, because we finished it like really quickly. The last update in ToF for map, that was a while ago. We didn't do anything recently. That was back in August when we had map. We haven't had new maps since August. And like the map went from just this island here in this part to expanding to this middle area and then this side over here. We spent like a week on that. Right, like originally it's just this area here up until here. Right, if you like drew a line from here and then they just cut it all the way through here, that was what we had before the update expanded to the other thing. The expansion that we had in back in August was a lot bigger. And then now they're adding underground stuff. there's like another separate multi-layer map underneath. Where there's like all this. And then there's like an area over here. But yeah. Wuthering Waves updates, so-called live stream was pre-recorded. Oh yeah, for sure. All of those are pre-recorded. Map aspects, inners are like the best. Yeah. No, but like here's the thing, right? Oh, wrong thing. Okay, why don't I go to a star chart? Here we go. Right, so like, yeah, auto explore. Right, like, yeah, I can go assign Lyra there, or she'll AFK explore for me. We're literally getting that in the next update. You know, it's cool and all that you can put all these movement things to go help you do that there, and it's another thing where you just let the game do it for you. We're just like, yeah, sure, let's have the game do it for us. Screw it, the game will do it for us. Right, it's like, I get it, they obviously don't want us to get everything immediately. But they also realize it's a fucking pain in the ass to deal with all that crap. So I guess the best they can do is, you know what, we'll just have the game explore for you. Yeah, they never called it a live stream, they never did, because they don't do live streams. They never call it that.
Now, there is some traversal things with some of the characters, like the butterfly mode with Shorekeeper, but apart from that, you know, you don't really have to pull it. They have some really good, you know, choices for you to, you know, just traverse the world without even having to pull a particular character, whereas Genshin Impact at the moment have a lot of stuff with stuff like Natlan and places like that, where you've actually got to pull the character. You know, there's Zealanen, there's Kinich, people like that who have all of these abilities which help you traverse the world, which is great, but you have to pull for them, which means, you know, you have to spend money on them if you haven't saved up for them. And they say as well, just look at this 1.3 main Steam quest, look at how much they've improved, but for you, everything is trash except for Horrorverse games. You've got some serious blind spots. So again, I definitely think this is a very unique part of
oh boy, automated sections, guys.
Waves. And
this is automated. That's just all spectacle and no actual substance or content there. Yeah, sure, automated segment, great. Man, not even Sonic Forces has that level of automation. It's Prince of Persia, but automated, man. Sure, yeah.
And I think that if Genshin
And
Impact...
like, it's not even interesting, man. I'm just looking at what? This is just pure automation. Like, I get, you know, having all these cool different things going on. This is the automation, but there's like, it's not even cool. Like, where's the interesting thing that's going on here? I'm just walking around this freaking background here. Right, like, what am I even thinking here? Like, isn't the point of gacha for Fuma? Yeah. Yeah, he is dumb, man. What do you think? It's like Temple Run if it's automated, I know. No, it's not even Temple Run, because at least Temple Run will have obstacles there. There's like no obstacle here. But fuck, man, even the automated stuff in Sonic Forces, you have something in front of you. You'll see an obstacle that they'll go through in the automation. There's fucking nothing here.
did something like this, I think, you know, that would actually do very well for them too. But yeah, it's very interesting to see Kuro Games
like that's
kind of
just
experimenting with
automation.
this different kind of game style. So I definitely think that's very interesting too.
Right? Like no. Yeah, they won't agree. Yeah, the Kuro won't agree because they will like, yeah, since it's old game. Okay, fine. Well, you know, it's like, you know, here's the thing, man. If they need this level of automation, man, that is just sad. Yeah, Temple Run is more gameplay, not animation. Yeah, you actually have to avoid shit and move things properly, otherwise you just you lose your Temple Run.
And obviously there's this one video of people comparing Genshin characters to Wuthering Waves characters again. As I said, they're meant for two different purposes. Now they say Wuthering Waves has character designs and models with eye movement that put Genshin Impact to shame. Even at this early 1.3 stage, Genshin's characters look stiff and lifeless, well, Wuthering Waves is just getting started, just wait until the future.
It's
Now,
not even just animation, it's automation. It's not just animation, it's automation.
I do definitely agree that there is a lot more kind of, I don't know, there's a lot more kind of animations and stuff like detail in the animations which make Wuthering Waves look better. But as I said, I don't think it's bad for Genshin Impact. Obviously, Genshin Impact is old, and I know that they could be updating it, but the thing is, I think it kind of adds to that cartoony style that they've, you know, kind of stuck with now. I think it is kind of unfair to be comparing the two, but I do think, in my personal opinion, Wuthering Waves characters do look better, but that's because it's more meant for my audience than, you know, than for Genshin Impact's audience. But I still play both of the games, and I still think they're both pretty good, and yeah,
I have Sakurai play them, and then he'll say, he'll be like Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, he would definitely rip them apart, but no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't touch them. Yeah, I don't know why they're comparing 3-year-old game.
I think overall, this is a pretty stupid argument to be having overall. I think that both games are good in their own respects. Now, obviously, Genshin Impact does have its issues whenever it comes to rewards and everything like that.
Again, with these people, they're only thinking about rewards, man.
And, you know, giving players free stuff. But in terms of the actual gameplay and stuff like that, and the overall character designs, I do think that Genshin Impact isn't the worst of the worst. There is definitely worse games out there. But also, I don't think it's fair to be, you know, kind of slating Wuthering Waves for being a bad game like this other person is. Because, you know, it's clearly a good game that is, you know,
Yeah, no. Well made for what? There's like nothing there, man.
I think at least comparable with Genshin Impact, or even more. I definitely think, in my opinion, it is a little bit more because, again, it's more catered.
Yeah, I know, they don't give good rewards, but at the same time, are you there for the game, or are you there for the rewards? Like, I don't really think you should be fixated on rewards ever. Regardless of what the game is, you shouldn't just be fixated on the rewards. The problem is that's all these guys talk about and think of. They forget why they're there in the first place. Right? You can talk about it all you want, but at the same time, they forget why they're there. In 2020 versus 2024, it's like what the
towards
fuck?
me. But I think a lot of this fighting to do with like which one's better does get kind of stupid at times because you just
Both
kind of
are
end
crap.
up arguing about
There's
kind
your
of
answer.
non-points. But yeah, that was a quick like little conversation thing that I wanted to talk about. I just found it really interesting because obviously this isn't the only person kind of talking about this. A lot of people think that Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact are better than the other, whatever. It's kind of a long debate that's been going on for ages, and it seems to be a thing that happens with Genshin Impact all the time because, again, they compare it to every single gacha game that comes out ever. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that Wuthering Waves is better than Genshin Impact, or Genshin Impact is better than Wuthering Waves? Or do you think that they've both got their own kind of strong points?
And I just think they're both garbage. That's just my stats. I think they're both garbage. Yeah, you want more beauty voucher rewards though? At least they added that on supply run for sure.
And they've both got their kind of weak points as well. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. If you did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.
Alright, you wanted the other thing here. You wanted this one? Gamba AJ? Which one? Which Gamba AJ video did you want? We got a bunch here. Alright. Wuthering Waves, new area, whatever. What else is there? Dev notes. Kuro Games makes Genshin players mad. Is it this one? Yeah, we'll go look at this one.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy AJ, back at it again with another video. And in today's video, we need to talk about the Genshin fan.
Yeah, they both missed the point. Exactly. Exactly, they missed the point. You're just stuck grinding mindlessly because there's nothing else. There's not even the actual game. Yeah, then again, the Camellia is said to be the hypest character gacha. She'll make 200 million revenue. No, she won't. She won't, not even close. They can add more Camellia and female rover scenes. Sure.
fans, not really the Hoyo fans, just the Genshin fans, their toxic hate towards Wuthering Waves and how Kuro just keeps doing stuff that Hoyoverse is not, and therefore that's what's leading these Genshin fans to always be mad at Wuthering Waves, at the Kuro community. But first and foremost, if you like the content on the channel, make sure you hit a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for the support. We're trying to get to 10K. Thank you guys for keeping the lights on this channel. We're trying to be the top Wuthering Waves creator in this space. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So recently, about 18 hours ago, guys, Kuro Games puts out a community post. It was on their Twitter, it's on their YouTube, right? It's called "The Prevailing Night Descends in Wake of Gentle Rainfall, and a Fresh Journey is Poised to Unfold. #Wuthering Waves." Simple, nice post, basically about General Gion, right? Showing off the nice artwork that it has, and obviously you see some of the comments down here, right? And I just want to highlight 2 comments, and then we'll talk about why, and then we'll lead into these other tabs and what I'm talking about.
Yeah, new burger guy.
By the way, don't scroll down.
Zero self-awareness, I know.
MOBA haters down there. They're pretty diabolical, if you ask me. This comment.
Yeah, shills calling Genshin toxic is like calling a thief worse than a rapist. Like, either way, both are bad, man. Both are
comment
bad.
Section showing the Hoyoverse has the most obnoxious or toxic obnoxious fandom. And I can't even scroll down all the way, guys, in time, because we'd be wasting so much time basically trying to find these comments, because probably how many of these comments were disliked and put down in the gutter basically. But what I find funny is the timing of this entire situation, because when you look at it, right, we talked about in the former video before, you know, I've talked about it, I've talked about it, other creators, right? Basically, yeah, the whole leaks thing is banned, but I find funny is at the end, towards the end of the post, right, this last paragraph was about, hey, there's a new area that's coming out. It was a collaborative effort. Basically, they're saying, and a lot of you guys told me in the comment section below, so thank you guys for even enlightening me or telling me how they designed this area, essentially, is that Wuthering Waves and Kuro Games, right, essentially took all the criticism, all the feedback, all the complaints we probably had about some of the maps or some of the areas that they've been releasing, right? Maybe some people said it was too empty, maybe XYZ, whatever, probably a complaint you had. They took all that into consideration, and they're gonna soon reveal eventually, we don't know when, guys, but eventually, I would say it's pretty soon that's gonna come up, that they're gonna show off this brand new area, this brand new map that's gonna look really amazing, really cool, and they're basically listing.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe. There's no way that's actually gonna happen, at least not anytime soon. You think shills are a wholesome, nice community? Is that true? No, they're not. They're not, and it's not true, no.
Listening to their community. One of the things, if you heard me say in multiple videos before, Kuro Games just doesn't listen to just what CN has to say.
It's good they quit ToF so they can't see the best feature in ToF when NT release. They'll be glazing more. I mean, we already saw that when we looked at the reactions and played bingo with them when they were looking at NTE reveal. Because they're all clueless. But yeah.
Say they listen to global, and that is a huge thing, because that's why when you never want to say a game is perfect. Wuthering Waves is a very good game, and they always need to improve on something. One of the analogies I like to use is, you take a superhero, for example. Superman year 1 is not the same Superman from year 10. Kuro Games in year 1 is probably not going to be the same Kuro Games in year 2, and what I mean by that is a positive. They're probably going to improve on so many different things, and I can't wait to see the future of this game. What I find funny is, though, it really comes, these Genshin hate comments come to everybody. Whenever I post a new video, even when it was on the revenue charts, guys, the Wuthering Waves community was supportive of what I was saying and stuff like that, and there was a lot of support there. That video had 40K views, right? But there was also a lot of hate watching, and that's predominantly coming from the not the Wuthering Waves, excuse me, guys, sorry, you guys are always super kind, the Genshin community, because the Genshin community, or at least the vocal ones, cannot stand that Wuthering Waves still exists, and it's doing something that Hoyoverse will not do, which is listen to players, listen to criticisms, listen to.
God damn it with these people. You think the difference between a Hoyo shill and a Woo shill is the Woo shill don't care about Woo, they only care about rewards and glazing videos. Sounds about right.
Feedback, and that is ultimately the funniest thing ever.
Sounds about right.
I'm excited to see what Kuro Games and Wuthering Waves' anniversary looks like. I can't wait to see the rewards. I can't wait to see what they cook up, what the patch even looks like, because I know damn near or damn well, guys, that this patch, that the anniversary patch for Wuthering Waves is going to be very exciting, very talked about, and very enjoyable. And I know it's probably going to start some controversy between the Genshin fans heavy, and I find it funny that Genshin fans can try to dog on Wuthering Waves as much as they want, but it's what, they're on 5.0, guys. This is their 5.0 reward. I'll always go back to this and say it's so goofy, and I'd be
Again, this is all they can think about. This is just hilarious. All they can think about is PvPing over rewards. This is all they can think about, man. You gotta admit, that is very sad. It's like during an exam, the guy copied answers from the other guy. Results came. The one who copied got more marks than the front guy. But they both failed the exam. And the guy who copied is busy shitting on the guy in front because he got more of a score. Yeah, it sounds about right. Like, why are they talking too much about rewards? Why are they so fixated on the rewards? Why are they so fixated on the rewards? I don't get it.
so mad if I played a gacha game like that and they said, here's your anniversary reward. One of these characters. Not any of the 2.0 characters, not any of the 3.0 characters.
There's a 3.0 character right here. There's two of them. Bro, what? There's two 3.0 characters right here. There's literally two of them right here. You feel so bad for Kuro and their community. You don't actually care about the game. Yeah, they're only there for FOMO, yep. I mean, if just let them deal with it that way, man.
Right? That would have even been more satisfying. No, we're just gonna give you standard banner characters.
Yeah, he doesn't even know where to
after
focus. I know.
5.0. Do you know how much of a slap in the face that is to your player base, to your community? And these Genshin fans still enjoy this slop, come to us, right? And it's so great. Look at the irony. Look at the post below, guys. This is their free character, Aloy, one of the worst units in the game that you can't even get eidolons or copies for the character. Literally trash. What did the Kuro community reward us with? For almost nothing? Oh, they gave us a free Zhang Liao who is in OP. He is OP. He
What the hell, man? These guys, man.
destroys the game. One of the best electric units. And they just said, oh yeah, guys, have fun with one-armed Genos, you know what I mean, Iron Man hybrid over here, shooting lasers.
Iron Man, so he can go fly and stuff. He has like the Hulkbuster suit. Are they gonna give me Iron Man gameplay? This guy's mentioning Iron Man. Where's my Iron Man gameplay, guys? Right, you're gonna sell me on actual Iron Man gameplay? If you're gonna give me fucking Tony Stark Iron Man gameplay, I'm sold. I'll play Iron Man. I'll play actual superhero gameplay type thing. Give me that. Like firing the freaking crazy ass lasers and stuff, going into like the Hulkbuster suit for like a bigger thing to just go smack things up. You know, give me actual Iron Man gameplay of flying around shooting things. You know, give me that. Give me the Iron Man gameplay. Where's the Iron Man gameplay? Oh, right. It doesn't exist in WoW. Hey, he saw Saint Tonta's raking in views by glazing. Of course he follows. Yeah. Because it just works,
Lasers, slowing down time, everything like that. This Kuro Games, shout out to them. And the other thing that's going to make these Genshin fans mad, guys, and be expecting the toxicity more from them coming soon, is when we got an update and news on the Game Awards. Yes, you guys wanted to also know about the Game Awards update, and I'm telling you guys here now. So they finally updated their website. The Game Awards, December 12th, Peacock trailer, Los Angeles, right? 51 days until the live show where Jeff Keighley hosts them. And there are these categories, which, and this was the big one that HSR won the year before. That's what basically they gave out that doctor ratio. You know what I mean? Because they won this one. This is the one that has the most eyeballs on here. This is the big.
He can't fly. He can't do freaking Iron Man lasers and stuff. You can't call freaking drone strikes to happen, you know, and do stuff like that. No, no, you're not gonna get your Iron Man gameplay, man. You ain't gonna get that. Yeah, Genshin truly living in the Wu Shell's brain rent free. It's just funny, man.
A war that everybody kind of looks at, right? And sees what's good, what's not. And whenever something wins an award, it can influence people into being like, hey, was that game actually good? Maybe I should try that and stuff like that. I know what's going to make them irritated was when the mobile game categories come up. And Wuthering Waves will definitely be in here because the mobile game awards happen, right? And Wuthering Waves is in a lot of those categories. So when Wuthering Waves is in these categories, right?
But
when
it didn't
Genshin
win.
fans see this, right?
Didn't they lose to Monopoly Go? Didn't they lose to Monopoly Go? Right? Didn't they? Is it even playable on a phone? No. It's not even playable on a $3,000 phone. Shit's not playable on a $3,000 phone. Yeah, it's one of those foldables, but still.
They're going to be so upset that their competitor, who is putting out constant amazing patch after amazing patch, and I'll tone down the glaze, guys. I wouldn't say amazing patch, but very, very, very good patches. I still do love 1.3, right? But each patch is improving. Like, they are improving on the game every single patch. Whether it's gameplay, quality of life, character designs, animations, right? Overall areas, like just the stunning visuals and even music, right? While Genshin, I think 5.0 came out and there's no hype. I think the only news from the Hoyoverse community that was even significant, right? Aside from HSR, I'm just predominantly still talking about Genshin, guys, is that Sevi plays, and shout out to her, one of the OGs in the game.
Yeah, game try the triple full with Billy
not really
work
silently,
out.
but she did announce she's taking a long break.
And
But
I'm
if
gonna
you guys
guess it didn't
honestly
work
watch that
either,
video, she's
right?
taking
It
a
didn't
break.
work.
You know what I mean, guys? All in all,
I'm gonna guess it didn't work with the Billy Wu account either. I'm gonna guess it didn't work. That's just gonna be my guess, though. I don't know.
I just find it funny that there are still people who want to hate on Wuthering Waves, who want to cause drama or just make people angry for no reason, or this tribalism, right? While they're enjoying this slop, this garbage fest, trash fest, right? And they want to hate on a competitor that's doing something better, rather than being like, okay, let me try the game out. Okay, it does XYZ good. Why doesn't Hoyoverse do this? Like, competition is one of the best things in gacha.
Like, I kind of just really want to tell them, like, I don't want a Genshin or Wuwa competitor, because I don't want another one. I'd rather both of the games die off and we get something else. Like, I'm tired of it. Yeah, he's the one providing the content for drama, for sure.
Gacha games, guys, in any market, okay? You look at
Yeah, I should just go make actual freaking rage bait drama videos, man. Easy views. I'll make one where, like, no, we don't need a Wuthering Waves Genshin competitor, easy title. You can, like, inform that way. And do a couple others, like, just, like, going over the negative aspects of some of the things. And just farm it that way, that'd be funny. Because, like, yeah, to be honest, we don't. We don't need a Genshin competitor. We don't need a Wuwa competitor. We don't. Yeah, we wait for a Wuwa anniversary and then see what the devs list and generous rewards is. I know. Like, it's just like, no.
games that have competition, they try to improve
Yeah, we gotta
and
farm
one-up
them, man.
each other, right? As soon as competition is gone, the game they don't try to improve anything anymore. And
Yeah, where's the improvement anyways? No, we don't need a competition for them.
NBA 2K is a big example of this if any of y'all have played it. But all in all, this is just my thoughts. I wanted to give an update, guys, on what's it called? The goofiness and the tribalism that's...
Yeah, so nothing there. Anything else? Anything else? Oh, we have this one. How gotcha affects your brain. Yeah, no improvement, just better graphics, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, there's this stuff too. Really? Okay. Why the fuck are people using freaking things like that then? Yeah, here's the thing, man. Sometimes what they actually do is here's what happens in reality. These days, what companies will do is they'll see what the leader is doing and then just slightly undercut them. For the most part. They will just slightly undercut what the hell is going on. Right? Like, they will just slightly undercut things. They're never really going to really try things anymore. Unless it's like they really, really have to. And it's actually super crowded for them. And like they're forced into that situation. Where they can't get away with slightly undercutting. This is why you have things like a 4090 being $1,500 MSRP when that launched. Right? That's why you had Nvidia originally wanting to release the 4070 Ti as the 4080 12GB for like $1,000. Right? And then what you see as well, right? You see freaking AMD be like, yeah, here you go, have the 7900 XTX. Where it's like, where they were like, what? It's like, it was like $1,200 or $1,000, whatever. And it's like, it's basically just not even feature compatible, like feature comparable to a 4080. Same time, right? It's like if you needed to work on the graphics card, because it doesn't have a lot of features and stuff, it's nowhere near as good. It's significantly slower than a lot of the other 40 series Nvidia options. Even if we exclude the 4080, 4090, even like the 4070 and stuff will be a lot better under certain workloads. As long as you don't hit the VRAM limitations you would have. But like AMD be just like, yeah, so and it's not ray tracing stuff. It's like this performance. We'll slightly undercut the other Nvidia by like 5% maybe, if you're lucky. And while providing significantly less. So it's like, yeah, sure, if you're really penny pinching and crazy for that, then sure, maybe you can justify saving that tiny bit. But like, realistically, when I look at the things priced like that, I'm like, that's way too expensive for how little it's still missing. Like how little it has to offer compared to what's only slightly more expensive. Like, if I'm looking at like a price gap, like, let's say you're spending $1,000, right? And like, you look at something, it's like, oh, it's $50 more than that. And the $50 thing, the thing that's $50 more, provides you a lot more features and tools that you can use. Would you rather spend that $50 extra and just get the better thing? If you're gonna look at it for that? Right, for me personally, I would rather just spend the extra $50. Right? And like, it's the same thing as well. Like, it doesn't make sense to me when people buy the F CPUs. Right? Like, you can buy, like, let's say you're building a computer, you buy a CPU. Why the fuck do people buy the F model SKUs? You're only saving like maybe $10, $20 to lose the integrated graphics. It's not worth it, especially with how useful integrated graphics can be. If you need to have like extra multiple monitor stuff and you don't want to plug it into your graphics card because you're out of like ports on there, or you wanted to separately drive the thing for like background tasks without taxing your graphics card, that's a feature you can use. If you want to use the actual hardware encoder on the graphics chip in the integrated graphics, again, that's another reason to use it. So like, you have stuff like that. Or if you don't need, sometimes you're running something that's like a lot more lightweight, you don't need the full power of your full performance of your like actual graphics card, you could have it, you know, use the integrated graphics thing. Right? Like, that's the thing, man. Like, sometimes, you know, the tiny little undercut saving is never worth it. When you start to really think about it, it's not worth it. But you have people that will think it's actually worth doing and worth grabbing, even though they're saving like a barely anything. You're just better off just spending more. It's why, like, I think it was like, was it like a year or 2 years ago when they had the what was it, when Artesian builds collapsed and then they had the what was the thing, the Starforge thing come out? There was a lot of criticism for the computer that was targeted towards quote-unquote content creators that they had, because they were using an Intel F series CPU. So it was missing the integrated graphics, which means they don't have quick sync or the hardware encoder. It was like completely lacking it, and people were bashing them for it. For good reason. Because like you're asking for like $3,000-$4,000 and like just to save $20 here. Like really penny pinching there on a CPU to not have the integrated graphics, when the target demographic and target audience for whoever would buy that machine would definitely want to have it if they knew what the hell it could be used for. They definitely would want to have it. Which is just kind of funny. Alright, yeah, let's go. Was it this one we wanted to look through, or do we look at this one first? Here, we'll look at the clickbait deleted one here first. Then we'll go back to the other thing.
I'm admittedly a little bit shocked right now. Neverness to Everness, one of the most anticipated upcoming gacha games of 2025, is deleted. Not their website, not their game, more specifically, their YouTube channel. Now, if this is your first time here, consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the little bell notification, that way you remain up to date. English YouTube channel terminated. Anyone know what happened? I didn't believe what I read, so I navigated on over to YouTube. I typed in Neverness to Everness to see if the channel would pop up, and it didn't. There is no official Neverness channel.
Oh, my video's there, nice.
Anywhere. I thought, you know
I saw my thumbnail.
Maybe I just didn't have the correct link. Maybe, I don't know, the Google or the YouTube algorithm penalized the channel and it's just not appearing. So I went to their official Discord and went to the useful link section, because this is where everything is linked. I see their Twitter, which admittedly does not mention anything at all about the YouTube channel not being present or having been taken down. I see the YouTube link though, right here between Instagram and TikTok.
Yep.
If you click the link, it takes you to a 404 not found page on YouTube at NTE Official.
Yeah,
now, I will point out, this is at 7:54 p.m. on the 21st of October. This has apparently been down for the entire day. This may not be down by the time this video goes live on the 22nd of October at roughly like 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going back to Discord, I figured, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do a search here and see if there's anyone actively talking about the removal of the YouTube channel. Maybe an official statement has been made. Hera, one of the moderators there, went on to state, "Dear praisers, the team is aware of the YouTube being unavailable at the moment and are working on solving the issue with YouTube." So they are actively aware this has happened, and I mean, they really should be. Sorry for the inconvenience. In the meantime, feel free to check out the NT content on their official media pages or our content creators content. Thank you for your love and support as always. It seems like several mentions of YouTube have been made over the course of the last 12 hours. Where is the NT YouTube channel gone? YouTube error. What happened to NT's YouTube? YouTube bot loves to ban channels for nothing. Not joke, the YouTube algorithm bot banned a channel for not safe for work stuff. Evidently, nobody on Discord really knows what's going on, and that's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and take a look at Reddit, see if they're saying anything. I checked and it looks like their Japanese channel is still up, so not sure what's going on. Give it a day or two. Usually this kind of thing is people spamming false reports and YouTube just automatically taking stuff down while they try to figure it out, given how toxic other gacha communities can be. Yeah. And
Okay.
Naturally, Hoyo is mentioned. Like, it doesn't matter how much I love or hate Hoyo or Genshin. Whenever anything at all happens in the gacha space, it is always Hoyo's fault. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I think it is the most ludicrous thing to have their channel mass reported. I think it doesn't matter what Tower Fantasy did wrong. Neverness looks good. It does. You cannot hate Neverness right now. Before the game is playable, you just cannot. They have done absolutely nothing wrong yet. The fact that there could potentially be people out there that are attempting to thwart the game just blows
they need to
my
fix
mind.
it
There
for
is
sure.
absolutely no way there is anyone
It's fixed
in
now,
a
but like,
sane,
yeah.
stable state of mind that wants this game to fail. No, this game needs to succeed. I genuinely hope this game succeeds. I hope Wuthering Waves continues to do well. I hope Azure Camellia does really good. I hope all of these games succeed because they all deserve to. And the more competition there is in the genre, the better, because it only forces every other game to up their game, to keep up, and to do better themselves. Otherwise, they will fall behind. Now, blaming Hoyo or calling Hoyo out for being a toxic community is inane. I very highly doubt this is anything at all to do with Hoyo. Before we go any further, let me take a moment here to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel. The larger the community, the louder
fishing
the
bait,
toxic
for sure.
people are, because there are more of them. I wouldn't
I
name
mean, it's
names
a
or leap
day-
to
it's
conclusions.
like the day or
Conspiracy
2
stuff can
days
lead to more
old.
toxicity. Exactly. That is exactly the point. If Neverness here, they lash out and blame Genshin or Hoyo for this, that is only going to force Hoyo and Genshin players to lash out in return, which is only going to increase the chance that Neverness fails. Not sure why though. Some actual competition appearing this year pushed Hoyo to give Genshin players some quality of life. Exactly. Wuthering Waves has done great things in the genre already. Trust me, when the Hoyo fanbase is frustrated with their own games, they're reporting other games' YouTube content and they're review bombing those games too. Is this the same guy that said Hoyo? It is. So this guy, Snoo, is claiming that the Hoyo fanbase is frustrated with their
he
own
just
games,
uploaded it late.
and they're going around reporting other gacha game YouTube channels. I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure Wuthering Waves channel is still up. It is. I'm pretty sure that Azure Premilia's channel is still up. It is. I can see Azure Premilia right here. I'm pretty sure Arknight's Enfield's channel is still up. It is. I can see it here. This leads me to believe that it's not Hoyo community members going around mass reporting other gacha games. On the contrary, what I think it is, since this hasn't been confirmed, but I feel as though what likely happened here is that it was ultimately an error. Maybe someone, maybe Intern Kun fucked up and he did something that broke their YouTube channel. Maybe they messed up a setting somewhere. Maybe they attempted to
can't hate a
upload
game
something,
before
it
it's
triggered a
playable.
filter, and then their channel was deleted.
HSR
I don't
first
think
time?
it's possible
Sure.
to really know at this juncture. People on Discord are saying it was
YouTube
mass
channel
reported.
restored,
This
okay.
is just a, I feel like it's a circle
This is what
of
really happened. The entire crew
they
working
have
on
not
it
confirmed
happens
a
to
single
have
thing.
subscribers
The
of
devs
sticks.
themselves have made
But he
no
told everyone
public
to
statement.
sit down and keep enjoying the
Nobody
content.
knows
He had no
what
choice to
happened.
do
All we
it.
do know,
Sure.
the information we have presented in front of us is that their channel is down. That is it. It could have
It went to
been
the
any
Neverness.
number
Okay.
of reasons.
Up now, it was gone this morning.
Sure, go ahead, but don't
It's our moment. It's just
state
YouTube being YouTube,
speculation
man.
as concrete fact. Otherwise, this happens. Mass reported 5 upvotes already. When the information is available to the devs, I'm sure they will make a public statement as to how and why this happened. Until then, all we can do is hope that it is resolved as soon as possible. This seems like it is going to be a very fun game. I genuinely hope for the game's success. This is one of many issues that they are no doubt going to run into, especially if this is genuinely a targeted attack. I really hope it is. I really do. I wholeheartedly hope that that is not the case. But if it is, then this is not going to be the last time that this happens. So I hope they have safeguards in place in the future to stop this from happening. Hey, welcome to my new...
Okay. Let's see. Let's go here.
Really? Why's that?
Tectone video.
Genshin Impact and Hoyo were making buku crazy money before.
Yeah.
Looking at their monthly mobile revenue report via Gacha Revenue or Sensor Tower, then my god, are you going to lose your mind at this?
Why?
Now, if this is your first time here, consider subscribing to the
They
channel.
making buku
hit the little
bucks?
bell notification, that way you're
You can't wait for
updated
GTA
on every
5
single thing that I
streamer
post, and I post daily.
try
Do
NT
not
and
miss
see
out.
the reaction.
I'll be real.
Oh, yeah, it'd be
the
hilarious.
worst thing for players right now is to find out that Genshin Impact is making tons of money. Because
Yeah,
if
sorry, we
Genshin
don't
Impact
have a
currently
limit,
is
yeah.
making tons of money delivering their players absolute slop fest content, there's no reason for the company to change and improve their game. There's just no reason, right? There's none. So this could be a disaster scenario for players if this game is actually still making fuck tons of money.
Genshin Impact tops $5 billion. Billion in revenue in China alone.
Yeah, that's rough.
Genshin is on track to hit 10 billion globally.
Hey boys, hope you like bullet sponge enemies, unvoiced dialogue, static faces, and the only thing worth watching during an 8-hour story quest is the 2-minute trailer.
I mean, it's not like Luma isn't any different. You like your damage sponges?
Man, if you're happy with that, good, because that's the future, boys. That's the future. Oh, man.
In 2025, $10 billion for one.
You bought
I know.
Delay's crocodile tears while he was wiping his tears with millions, nay, billions of dollars. Y'all remember the boycott, right? Bet that shit worked, huh?
Single game, a gacha game. Holy, oh my, that
yeah,
is
for sure.
actually unreal. China remains the #1 geo by revenue for Genshin Impact. Here's how much money the mobile version of the game has generated in the country when taking into account third-party Android stores. And you know what they're doing with this $10 billion?
Absolutely fucking nothing. Oh,
Yep.
Traveler! Did you know that we made $5 billion? Wow! Do you like Genshin Impact? I like that too.
They're making internet cafes. They're making Genshin-themed internet cafes where you go and you pay $1.50 per hour and you play Genshin Impact with actually fairly powerful computers.
You know what would be cool? I have a crazy idea for the company. Maybe instead of internet cafes in one random location in China, they spend money on increasing the character models and the way that the dialogue and the story is presented and pay their voice actors. I know, guys, a nuclear take, but I think
They don't go to
it
everything
could
else.
work.
I know.
Controllers set up, mobile devices set up, with Genshin Impact wallpapers, framed Genshin Impact images, probably Genshin Impact inspired lunches, dinners, brunches, breakfast, snacks, drinks. Oh my god. I feel like there comes a
It's
point
not.
where
It won't,
a
man.
company just makes
It won't,
too much
Tara.
money,
They
where
make
don't
way too much
actually
money.
know what to do with it anymore, so they're like,
Yep.
you know what can we think of that other games don't do? And then like the first person that says something, let's make an internet cafe with the entirety of it centered around Genshin as a theme.
How does this not piss players off just seeing this shit? Straight up.
Yeah, I
How does
don't
this
know.
not piss people off?
Genshin chairs, Genshin computers, Genshin wallpapers.
Genshin
I
these nuts.
I like that. That is perfect. Let's do it. Doesn't matter how much it costs. Like what I want, and I might be a bit of a dick for thinking this, but what I want is someone to walk in here into this cafe and boot up something that isn't Genshin. Now I know there are probably games that are already crazy. What makes this figure stand out is that it
Okay, so let me go ahead and explain this before I watch Sticks for another
Yeah, I
second
don't know,
glaze
man.
the fuck out of this company. Maybe it changes later in the video, but people are going to take this as a...
But the
you
thing
see
is, why would you
right.
play a gacha game at those
You
places,
see,
man?
this means Genshin
Just
is
use your
good.
phone.
No, this is the exact opposite of what anybody wants. When a company loses its need to deliver its community a good service, a good game, this is when you get slop. This is why we've gotten slop. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Wasn't the patch directly after Dwayne crying a dead patch? Wasn't that right after he promised to deliver its players good quality content? A filler patch immediately fucking after? It's
Yep.
a joke. People
Yeah,
around the
50-50
world,
damage with a
Reddit
random
threads,
person.
they're saying, oh, I thought
You should have
this person in
screenshotted.
the
Oh,
game was
nice.
dying. I thought
Nice.
this person in the game was dying. No, these people are so fucking brainwashed. Even let's say someone like Mr. Pokey. Mr. Pokey knows that Genshin Impact is mid at best. You want proof of that? Okay, here you go. So Mr. Pokey himself says that he barely likes Wuthering Waves and he's considering
I don't know.
uninstalling. Right?
Okay.
And so then I asked him to put his favorite gacha games on a list. And then he puts Genshin Impact underneath Wuthering Waves. Content creators are very aware that if you just say Genshin Impact good, it will get you views no matter what. The problem is that they all know that this game is fucking terrible. People have been brainwashed since COVID to actually like this fucking game. I'm going to tell you guys objective fucking truths. I'm going to tell you guys objective fucking truth. Guys, the game's dialogue is stretched out beyond unfathomable lengths. Paimon's still running amok, dumbing down dialogues because they think the players are too stupid to absorb it themselves. The characters don't emote during cutscenes. The only thing worth watching during a character quest or a main Archon story is the trailer at the fucking end. Fontaine is the best Genshin ever was at 4.0 and 4.2, around that time. Really fucking good. But even Malvika, her character is stale as shit. You might think she looks cool, and that's great. But the fact that this game is giving us maybe an hour and 30 minutes of reasonable content every
Figure the
6
English
weeks
lines are more than the JP voices.
$5
But it's too much of a stretch,
billion
yeah.
You've given it. 3 polls for 3 years of support. 4 polls for 4 years of support. And these people who play this game are so brainwashed, they say, yes, what a W. Get 'em, Genshin Impact on top. Yeah. It's a joke. It's literally a fucking joke. Now, I have practiced what I preach. I told y'all this game fucking sucks. I say this game is ass. When was the last time y'all fuckers saw me playing Genshin Impact? Bro.
Yeah, because you make someone else play it for you. You even mentioned that, like, even like with a bunch of other people. They talked about having other people pilot their accounts for about half an hour, but like their timestamp one was like 10, 12 minutes. Which one was it? Gotcha's dead or something. This one right here. They literally spent the first section talking about account pilots. Because they can't be asked to play it. Yes, to make another exploration. Of course, they bored. Yeah, I know.
I have given up on this game so much, I don't even have an account manager for it anymore. My account is just sitting there fucking rotting. Waiting for the day that maybe they HD remake it. Now, I will say, if they were to condense the story and give it the Zenless Zone Zero treatment, where the character models were of that quality, I'd probably play it again. But the reality is this is the sign that if you are unhappy with Genshin...
For me, it's like, you can go improve the character models all you want, but like, it won't matter, man.
It's never getting better. And if you are enjoying Genshin, congratulations. You will be continued to be delivered this game of which you enjoy. And I know plenty of autistic people that still play this game every day, and congratulations that you are one of them. Guys, the game sucks ass. We all know the game sucks ass. There's not a single thing that Genshin Impact does better than any other game. There's just not. There's not. The exploration is better in Wuthering Waves. The combat is better in Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves. The story is better in Honkai Star Rail. The world building is better than in Honkai Star Rail. I can't think of a single reason to actually play that game other than time sunk fallacy, money sunk fallacy, and that's it. I'm not a hater, guys. I'm just a guy that really wanted better for this game. No, it's never going to happen. And I'll be real, it's nice being able to make money off this game, even though I don't play it, just by bitching about it and reminding people that that game sucks ass. And may God have mercy on your soul. Not a hater? I'm not, man. I'm just the guy saying the shit that we all knows the truth.
He sees whole young
Genshin
advantages.
Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'll react to the comments for a video.
I mean, hey, he just made $60 off of this one video, man.
Tell me where I'm wrong.
His 10-minute rant made him $60. So, you know, there's that. Stonguy, Star Rail, and ZZZ are both Hoyo games and Tectone brain rotted. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he can keep farming them for money like that way. Right, why not? That's his choice. That said, though, I think if there's more to look at, we'll save it again. Cause yeah, we've been live for technically 6 hours now. Right, a little bit over that. We had to restart the stream at some point because my internet died. Right, unfortunately that did happen earlier. But I think this is where we end off for the night anyways. I need to get some sleep. It's like 6 a.m. Right. But yeah. Lakers being sued, yeah, we'll see how well that goes. That's unfortunate. Leakers are probably like very useful anyways for the few people that, or not for the few, for the people who would still cope and play it. Because hey, at least they get the information ahead of time. And you guys already know like my stance on freaking spoilers. It's like, spoilers without context have no meaning to me. Right? But then again, it's like, I guess some people, they don't even care even if they have no context. Whatever. But yeah. As usual though, thank you guys all for stopping by. Hopefully I can see you guys again next time. You guys have a good day or night or whatever. I'm gonna go get some rest. Alright then. See you guys. See ya.